Welcome back, guys. Ohio State versus Utah. This is the Rose Bowl, granddaddy of them all. And Ohio State, I've heard, is actually down about 24 scholarship players entering this game, which is pretty massive. And they do have some other key starters out here. But welcome in. We had a very successful day yesterday that we did have. But yeah, that's about it. And Ohio State is kicking off, I believe. Returned by the Utes. And the Utes get out to about their own 29 to 30 yard line. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, down 24 scholarship players, to me, is massive. I mean, when I made my prediction video, I was only expecting, them to have some opt-outs, mainly on the offensive side of the ball, maybe, and probably Haskell Garrett. This is a lot more than I thought. So Ohio State's going to be even more short-handed than I thought. And that's a big deal against a very versatile Utah offense. Utah, 1st and 10 from their 29. Pass complete to a tight end, out to about the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 11. Cameron Rising with the pass. Ohio State opening up the game to have about a 65% chance to win this football game. Who do you think is going to win? Tell me right now in the live chat. Let's go Bucks from Wolf58. As a Michigan fan, despite that horrible loss yesterday, I am pulling for Ohio State to win this game. I want OSU to win. I don't know why, but I just do. I mean, this Ohio State team is probably one of the few teams outside of the playoff who could have competed well in the playoff. Notre Dame showed they couldn't when they choked their 21-point lead. Ohio State would have matched up better with Georgia because of their offense than I think even Michigan might have. 2nd and 10 from the 40, handoff, and a gain of 11. I believe that is Tavion Thomas. Yes, with an 11-yard gain. 1st and 10. That Utah O-line just opened up a hole, and that's a huge gain. I mean, if Utah, I talked about this, Utah is going to have to do what Michigan did on offense. Open up holes. 1st and 10 from the 50. It is a fake to Rising, who gets about a 6-yard gain out to the Ohio State 44, and Utah already in Ohio State territory. And I think the Buckeyes are going to win, Wolf 58. I agree with you there. 2nd down and 4. Utah coming out strong. Can they capitalize and get a touchdown? I'm excited to see what Ohio State has to bring with a lot of new faces on the offensive side of the ball. It'll be a great vision into the future. Pass overthrown. Rising was trying to get a pass kind of out of the backfield. He overthrew it. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Utah has been known to run it, even on some of these longer and medium 3rd downs. We'll see what happens here. The Utah Utes are 8th in the FBS in 3rd down conversions, converting nearly half of them. And we all know Ohio State's defense is not necessarily the best at stopping these offenses. A timeout called, very early timeout, by the Buckeyes, who used their first timeout. Hello, Zach. How are you doing? Wolf 58. The Utes have been really fired up for this game. The Buckeyes have to bring their A game. Yes? Yes. And, I mean, that early timeout, I think Ryan Day wants a momentum stop here because he knows, and I think everyone in this chat and everyone who watches football knows, Utah gets this started early. You don't want Ohio State to be playing catch-up with a lot of new guys. You want to have some momentum here. They're talking about how right now, on kind of a little bit of a break, how stable Utah has been under Kyle Whittingham. He's been the head coach there since Urban Meyer departed. He's been the head coach there since 2005. Had a 13-0 season where some computers proclaimed him the national champions. 2008, and here they are. They've won the Pac-12, won the Rose Bowl. Handoff to Thomas, and it's stuffed. 4th and 4. We'll see if Utah goes for it or not. Great stop by an Ohio State defense who is out a lot of scholarship players. Like and subscribe if you have not already. 4th and 4. Ohio State gets the stop they need to, and the Utes will see if they punt it away or not. And it looks like Utah is going to bring on the punt team. Cameron Peasley is the punter. Jackson Smith-Njigba is the return man. And it is a perfect punt, fair caught at the Ohio State 10. It'll be 1st and 10. Ohio State will come on the field. Armand, are you surprised Meyer flopped in Jacksonville? No, I didn't think he was going to succeed. I might be a little surprised he was already fired in his first year, but I did not expect him to succeed one bit. This is the Rose Bowl, so this is awesome. It's one of the few New Year's Six Bowl games that I think hasn't not been disrespected, even when it's not a playoff game. Stadium looked full. Utah, of course. Most of the fans in there are Utah fans, obviously. And Wolf, that was a great stop. It was an amazing stop. So, yeah. Pretty amazing. Jackson Smith-Njigba is really going to have to carry the load for Ohio State here because Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave are opted out. Smith-Njigba obviously leading the Buckeyes in receiving yards on the year. But without Olave and without Wilson, what will we see? Are we going to see a kind of a Nebraska-type game that OSU had where they kind of struggle to move the ball a significant amount more because one of their key guys is out? Or do you think we're going to see, Ohio State come out mad? I'm curious. Certainly curious. Rising 1 of 3 for 11 yards. He had that one misfire. He had another one it was a 1st and 10 later. And then Tavion Thomas is 2 carries for 10 yards. Ohio State was only favored by 4 entering this game. They were favored by about 6.5 when I made my prediction video. Obviously, with the reports of new opt-outs and some surprising injuries or, surprising just unavailable players, a lot of the momentum when it comes to the spread and a lot of the numbers have shifted in favor of the Utes here. And very few people succeed in Jacksonville. I don't even remember the last time they even went to the playoffs.
John Fox. Was that Carolina?
I think John Fox was Carolina. It was my dad talking to me. These commercial breaks are annoying. They always are. I will say, a lot of them are more entertaining than the halftime show. The halftime shows are always atrocious, for the most part. Unless it's earlier in the year and they're making predictions and some speculation here. 12:26 remaining in the first quarter. Score 0-0. Ohio State forced a punt on the opening Utah drive. It's 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 10. Like this video and share it around and invite others so that we can all enjoy this watch party and so you all can help me practice my play-by-play. Handoff to Henderson, and he only gets about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 Stroud, Henderson, obviously, some of the most talented players on this Ohio State offense. Garrett Wilson and Olave are going to be missed. But you have Jackson Smith and Jigba. You also have Julian Fleming, Emeka Egbuka, and that powerful wide receiver core. And seriously, you have a lot of young faces out here, a lot of talented guys. We'll see what Ohio State comes up with here. Henderson in the backfield with Stroud. He audibles the play, quickly goes back. 2nd and 9. Another handoff to Henderson. Gets about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and medium. 3rd long. 3rd and 6 specifically. Everyone's saying we're going to get blown out. We're going to show up, says Kev. You know what? I'm kind of in support of that, but calling 2 run plays in a row, this is what Ryan Day has done, oddly enough, is his play calling this year. He's a really good coach, really good play caller. Some of the sequencing of the play calls have been very off and play into opposing defenses. We'll see what Stroud does here. Steps back to throw. Deep ball. That should be PI. No. 4th and 7. Pass broken up by Utah. Ohio State's going to have to punt from deep in their own territory. Jeremy, hey, it's the Michigan guy. I hope you see the Cinderella story. Go Bulldogs. Good game. That's all I'm going to say. I think Alabama is going to beat you, and I'm only saying that because you're favored in the spread. People are going to be betting against Bama, and that's the worst mistake that can happen. And punt by Ohio State. Covey back to return. Calls for a fair catch. Utah will have it at their own 43. Amazing field position for the Utes. We'll see what happens here. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. We win because Vegas needs a break. That's a good mindset. Hey, your team looked like they were on a mission against Michigan. And granted, Michigan didn't play their best game at all. You still handily beat us. Good for you. You beat a really good team. Thomas runs, gets about a 5-6 yard gain. Might have been, actually, I think that was Pledger on the run. TJ Pledger. Another, yes, a very talented back. Rising throws complete. Complete to Kuthi. 1st and 10 in Ohio State territory for the 2nd time today. Going with tempo. Hand it off to Pledger. He gets about a 3 yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. 10:27 remaining in the first quarter. Ball is at the Ohio State 37. Rising, deep shot, and PI called on Ohio State. It was again, Kuth was trying to be targeted, and it looks like a new face on the Ohio State secondary was trying to cover him, and some of this inexperience has already cost Ohio State a penalty. Be 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 22 after that pass interference call. Looking for some silver lining to the bowl season with OSU losing. If Ohio State wins, then we beat an 11-2 Ohio State team, and Ohio State fans can't say we beat one of the worst Ohio State teams. That's why I want Ohio State to win. Also because the Big Ten has looked miserable after having a very strong start in the bowl season. So I just want Ohio State to win. 11 likes, guys. Let's get it up higher. Rising keeps it. Gets about a 3 yard carry. Utah's now in the red zone. I really love Utah's uniforms with the rose threaded through the W. I think that's really cool. red zone TD percent for Utah is 13th in the FBS. Every time they get in the red zone, there's a 71% chance that they convert and get a touchdown. Ohio State's defense is going to have to come up strong here. 2nd and 7 from the 19. Rising is back. 5 receiver set. And a strike. Touchdown Utah. Touchdown Utah. Britton Covey with the reception. A 19-yard TD reception. Utah strikes first and quickly after having a mediocre first drive. Utah 6, Ohio State nothing. Now that was some bad coverage. Rising read the coverage, and he broke the zone. He found the hole in the zone, and Covey, effort, quick acceleration, got into the end zone. And after the extra point has been made, it is now 7-0 Utah with 9:29 remaining in the first quarter. And yeah, that was a punch. Utah throws the punch. We'll see if Ohio State can respond. 7-0 Utes.
I feel like Ohio State beating us was like they put all their energy into beating us. And they just
Maybe.
focused on the Walker was, a Heisman go-for-leader, and then Tucker was turning it around. And, but if they actually watched our games, we're a good team, but we weren't.
Penn State did lose today, Armand, and that was a bad game. They led by, I think, 3 at halftime, surrendered 17 unanswered points. Iowa lost in a very close game as well. Wolf 58. Don't mean to be negative, but when this OSU team gets down, they typically stay down. That's true. I can't really deny that right there. Jeremy, you should call UFC events and MMA events I would watch. Maybe I'll do that, just like for fun. If something happens, I'll just sit here, eat my food, and call stuff. That's cool. Heck, I might even have Chinese tonight and just eat Chinese while I watch what I think is going to be a shootout occur. That would be an amazing game. And PPV boxing. What is PPV boxing? I have never heard of that. And there's a commercial going on, so that's why I'm not really talking right now. These ESPN commercials are atrocious, boring, whatever you want to call it. But you know what's exciting? You know what's awesome? Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Helping this community grow is amazing. The best thing you guys can do. Pay-per-view boxing. That sounds sweet. James, what's up? How are you doing? How are you doing? We got Georgia fans. We got Michigan fans here. We have fans from all around the country here right now. So if you're new, join the community. It's that simple. And I'm doing a giveaway at 3,000 subs. This Rose Bowl, the Rose Bowl is like the granddaddy of them all. It's known by that for a reason. Utah has 68 total yards compared to Ohio State's 3. Very early stat. Ohio State's obviously only had 1 drive, but still, Henderson 2 carries, 3 yards. Utah, at the moment, seems to have read they seem to have studied what Michigan did, and Ohio State needs to respond here in some way, shape, or form. You see the UK game? I did. I watched that until Petrus did what he always does and threw a stupid interception. That was a nail-biter. Yeah, Iowa should have won. Kentucky had little to no business winning, but it is what it is. That stuff happens all the time. And then I didn't see Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, but I probably should have called that game, maybe stunk it through, because that turned from a dominating performance by the Irish into a choke job like that of the Atlanta Falcons. This ball will be returned by Ohio State on the kickoff, and that was not the most intelligent decision. Ohio State's going to get it inside of their own 20 at about their 18 or 19. What's up, Lath? Alex M. How nice. Super diverse Rose Queen. That's funny. Wolf 58. Ohio State needs to forget the run. Air it out. Yeah. I mean, if you forgot the run against Michigan, you might have scored another 7 points. Forcing the run against from anywhere from Nebraska to Michigan, it's killed you. It has absolutely killed you. We have about 30 concurrent viewers, y'all. Any of you who haven't liked already, hit that like button, share this video around. Ohio State 1st and 10 from their 20. CJ Stroud, obviously, there. Ohio State setting themselves up. The refs, I mean, they haven't even blown the whistle yet. I don't know what's taken so long. There they go. 1st and 10, Ohio State, their second drive. What will they do? Stroud sets back to pass. Tosses it out to Smith and Jigba, number 11. Gets about a 5-yard gain. Pardon me. It'll be 2nd and 5. So, nothing deep yet. I mean, there was that one deep pass, actually, that was broken up that could have been PI. A lot of just trying to test the outside, trying to test the waters, kind of. Pass out of the backfield to Smith and Jigba. He gets about 4. It'll be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and short regardless. Ohio State, this is where you should run it if you're Ohio State. Your O-line, you can get 2 yards. Like, you can get 2 yards. All right, 3rd and 2. Utah, very quickly, bad pass by Stroud in front. Wow. It'll be 4th and 2. So, 2 straight 3-and-outs on Ohio State, and that's not what you need. We've seen Ryan Day go for it when his team is really down, but man, Utah, even if Ohio State ran it, it would have been read perfectly. That Utah defense did their homework. Jesse Mirko is going to have to punt it to Britton Covey. And, yeah, 4th and 2. I mean, this is just... Yeah, Armand, perfect question. I don't know what's happening. And Ohio State's taking a long time to punt every time they've been punting. So Utah might come after it eventually because Mirko's taking a few extra seconds to try and get that ball off his foot. Utah 7, Ohio State nothing, 8:15 remaining in the first quarter. And Utah will have the ball at their own 32. So again, decent field position. So far, pretty concerning. Pretty concerning if you are an Ohio State fan. I did not think that the offense would look this putrid. But granted, they're down different wide receivers. And Utah's defense is doing their job. I mean, they're trying to get pressure. They've stopped the run successfully. So it's kind of pretty self-explanatory at this point what Utah's doing here. Oh, man. Yeah. So these ads are stupid. Hey, Jack, how are you doing? You must have enjoyed Alabama's domination of Cincy yesterday. That was bad. Jeremy, did the rules change 4th down? I grew up where we punted, kicked a field goal, or we sneaked it. Now they all go for it? Just a question. No, going for it is a lot more common because of analytics and stuff, and because of spread offenses and air raids, you get a more aggressive feel to the game. So, like, I'm a Michigan fan. Jim Harbaugh has gone for it several times in his own territory on 4th and short. Mainly 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Anything longer, he punts, but still, very often you'll see teams go for it. So it's more common. James Madden, Kentucky won with a lot of their starters out. Really?
Antonio made a catch and go.
I know that Wandale Robinson was in there. Same with Will Levis, and Robinson is their best receiver. I know they had Chris Rodriguez. Were their main starters that were out defensive starters? Jack Harrington, I would say Pitt versus Sparty, best bowl game of the season so far. A voice in the choir, best bowl game so far. I mean, I'd say Iowa, Kentucky for that ending was a classic. I would agree, though, Pitt versus Sparty so far. Oklahoma State versus Notre Dame was quite a comeback as well. Architecture, drywall, let's go Utah. James Madden, Josh Ellie was out. What position does he play? And Jack hopes Ole Miss wins tonight. You know, Matt Corral not opting out kind of makes it hard for me to cheer against Ole Miss. I love the kid. Love his attitude. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have about 35 concurrent viewers. Just pump those numbers up, guys. The subscriptions and the likes. Game is back on. Rising takes the ball, takes the snap, and as a pass, man, poor tackling by Ohio State. That is, wow. That is a 27. That's a 27-yard pass by Cameron Rising into Ohio State territory. The ball's on the Ohio State 40. This is not looking good. Like, Ohio State, I said this in my preview video, their offense, the defense is going to have to do just enough to stop Utah, but Ohio State's offense has to be on key, and they haven't been at all. They've looked very disorganized. Utah lines up, they hand it off, and about a 5-yard gain, I believe, by Thomas, I believe. So it'll be 2nd and 5 at the Ohio State 35. Utah pushing very, very early. Jeremy, you love the background but need the whole picture. What do you mean by the whole picture? And, wow, Pledger gets about a 6-yard gain. 1st and 10, Ohio State 24, I believe. What happened to Ohio State? They are so soft now, Stormtrooper says. That Michigan loss broke them. That loss, that absolutely broke them, I guess. I mean, the way they're playing, that's how I just have to assume. I thought they'd come out motivated, but we'll see. It's very early in this game. Owl Shadow Razorbacks Feel Good Story Award. Yeah, they're 9-4. Trickery. Covey was back to throw. Trick play got busted, but then Covey ran for about an 8-yard gain. It's going to be a wide receiver pass. It's 2nd down and 2 at the Ohio State 21. So, even with a busted play, Utah finds a way to gain yardage. Wow. 5:50 remaining in the game, by the way. Utah outgaining Ohio State 114 total yards to 11. This looks very, very bleak. And a run by Rising, and he gets a 5-yard gain inside the Ohio State 20, at the Ohio State 16 to be specific. It'll be 1st and 10, Utes. Got 40 concurrent viewers finally. Y'all better stay on, hit the like button and subscribe. The more people, the more the merrier. It's kind of like a common cliche saying, but it's true. Stormtrooper YouTube. I mean, if you are used to going to the playoffs, the legendary Rose Bowl becomes a consolation prize. It is the cold hard truth, but Ohio State has been here like once. They've been here twice under Urban Meyer, and they played their hearts out. Rising, back, throws. It's a screen pass, contained nicely by OSU. It's only a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. They need more plays like that. If you're going to give yards to Utah, got to somewhat contain them. David Adkins, what's the Buckeyes' energy look like? They look sluggish. And I don't know if it's because they're demoralized or because they have a lot of new faces. Ohio State, again, is down by 24 scholarship players, which is a lot. That's like, what, a fourth of your roster? It's crazy. Either opt-outs, injuries. They try to run it, Utah does, and they only get about a yard or two. So it's going to be third and medium, likely a throw, but we have seen Utah run the ball on third and medium, so watch out for that. Architecture, what happened to the Wolverines last night? We got destroyed. And ISOGod 4K, it's Utah ball. Utah, 3rd and 6, inside the Ohio State 20. They're in the red zone. 0 of 1 on third down conversions thus far. 3rd and 6, 3:34 remaining in the game. Rising, pass. Touchdown, Utah. Touchdown, Utah. You're going to lead 13-0. That was a pass out of the backfield, a wheel route. Micah Bernard with the 12-yard touchdown reception. Utah is up 13-0 and has all of the momentum. That was crazy. Utah, wow. That was crazy. Crazy good catch by Utah. That is, he had him beat from the beginning. Unbelievable. Yeah, Wowzer is correct, Armand. That is, wow. Wow. Okay, that's stunning. 3:28 remaining in the first. Utah just drove down again and scored. Extra point is good. It is 14-0 Utah. Utah outgaining Ohio State 135-11 in total yards. Ohio State has no first downs yet in this game. Looking bleak for the Buckeyes, but the game is far from over. Commercial break coming up. Oh, my neck is sore from sitting here trying to angle myself to project onto the mic, and from lifting yesterday morning. So, wow. Wasn't the Rose Bowl the championship bowl before the playoffs? No. It was. It would hold some of the BCS national championships, but really the Rose Bowl's just been always a matchup between mainly a Pac-12 and Big Ten team especially before the college football playoff and before the BCS system was introduced. Wool 58, the Buckets didn't come to play. He means the Buckeyes didn't come to play today or this year. Salvatore Lowry, this is not looking good for Ohio State or the Big Ten. No, it is not. No, it's not. I mean, I hope Ohio State comes back. I think they'll score at some point, but this is looking bad. Again, C.J. Stroud is 2 of 4 for 8 yards. Ohio State just needs to get a stop. They need to get one or two stops. Keep in mind, Ohio State receives the ball after the half, so if they can come within 7 at half, game is still well within reach, and it still is right now, actually. Again, like and subscribe if you have not already. The Championship Bowl, but before the college football playoff, the Championship Bowl was hosted at any of the New Year's Six Bowl locations, but it was its own separate thing. And then before that, it was really any bowl but the Rose Bowl between the top-ranked teams who weren't in the Big Ten or Pac-12. It's really complicated, but that's kind of the simplest way of explaining it. Demetrius Evans. No matter how the scheme turns out, it is confirmed the OSU defense is trash and they are not tough. They are not tough at all. They are not good. That's why they hired Jim Knowles from Oklahoma State to come in and fix the defense. And that Oklahoma State defense, It did not look the best by any sense or any stretch of the imagination in the first half against Notre Dame. They held Notre Dame basically scoreless in the second half. That last touchdown by Notre Dame, they had to rely on an onside kick that was next to a garbage time TD by Notre Dame. I'm glad I could clarify that for you, James. And the game is back. That most of that red is Utah red, and you can tell by that darker red texture compared to the Buckeyes scarlet. So Utah 14, Ohio State nothing. Even if Utah loses this game, they look like they should be like a top 10 team, just the way they've come out and started playing. If OSU gets blown out, if the shine is off for Ryan Day. If they get blown out, yes. Close loss, no. But if this game has started out like the Georgia-Michigan game, and that is not a compliment to Ohio State. A better return out past the 20 for Ohio State, but still not, it's behind the 25. Utah right now just dominating this game. We'll see. Oklahoma State won, yes. I was saying that defense, it didn't look good in the first half. It clutched up the second half, though, and was a huge part of the reason, combined with Spencer Sanders' good play, that Oklahoma State won. It's Mike Gundy's second 12-win season in his tenure, which is amazing. It's miraculous for a team like Oklahoma State. He's a good coach. C.J. Stroud in the backfield with Henderson. They got to score here. A pass, play-action fake that was nice. Out to Julian Fleming, I believe. Yes, out to Julian Fleming. It'll be 2nd and 1. A 9-yard pass. So there is a lot of youth at the Ohio State receiver room, but still, I expect Ohio State to at some point score. They have too much talent to waste. Stroud audibling, changing the play or clarifying with his players. Looks to the sidelines. They have Henderson in the backfield with him. It's 2nd and 1, 2:41 remaining in the game. Stroud takes the snap. Handoff to Henderson. Stiff arms a guy. Gets about a 6-yard carry. There is a flag, though. And I don't know what the flag is. It looks like it might be holding. Yup. Looks like it's going to be holding. It's going to be holding on Ohio State. It's going to be 2nd and 11. That is a gut punch held by Harrison Jr. That's bad. I see elements of when my Ducks got skull dragged by Utah in this game. Oh yeah, totally. It's totally. Yeah, I mean, so far Utah is dominating every aspect. 27 likes, guys. Let's get that up to 50 right now. Just do it. 2nd and 7, actually. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Another handoff to Henderson. He just falls down behind the line of scrimmage. And it will be 3rd and long. This is not looking good. 3rd and long for Ohio State again. 1:56 remaining in the game, 3rd and 8. Utah is in a position, everything's trending in favor of the Utes right now. You got to convert this if you're Ohio State. You have to. 3rd and 8. 5 wide receiver set, a bunch at the top of your screen of 3. Stroud looking around, and a timeout called by the Buckeyes. Their 2nd of the half. They look confused. That isn't good. No, if you turn on the small lights, then yeah. Man, that is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow. Oh my gosh. OSU looks rattled, Bruce says. And yes, they do. That run by Henderson, I don't know. He just fell down. He didn't even... Henderson avoids contact too much, and you can't do that against a team like Utah. So far, he's tried to avoid contact. Utah might have the big MO. Listen, if Utah blows out Ohio State, then it's proof positive they're a playoff contender with their current quarterback, or could have been a playoff contender if they started rising. John, Utah wants this game so badly, so much more than OSU, and it's showing. Yep. 3rd and 8, Stroud in the backfield with Henderson. Takes the ball. Stroud is going to take off and run, dives, and that is why he went to New York, ladies and gentlemen. He got a gain of 12. This guy is a team player, a leader, sacrificing his body, and he picks up the first down, the first down for Ohio State in this game. The score, Webfoot 80, is 14-0 Utes, and John just said it for you. This is why I love having multiple people in the chat. People can answer each other's questions. Second. Incomplete pass by Stroud. They tried to go quick. It's 2nd and 10. Stroud and Ohio State are on their own 36. 135 yards for the Utes, 33 for Ohio State. Stroud throws, and I don't know if that was caught or not. It looks like it was out of bounds. It is a catch. It is a catch by Emeka Egbuka. 1st and 10 in Utah territory. Ohio State's offense finally seems to be rolling here. That was a catch. That was a catch. Olivia. That was a catch. That was beautiful ball placement, beautiful catch. 1st and 10 inside the Utah 35 with 45 seconds left. Ohio State finally... Oh, they're going to review it, of course. It's clearly a catch, I think. We'll see. But that was a good play by Egbuka, and I'm pretty certain that was a catch. We have almost 60 concurrent viewers, guys. Like this video up and subscribe. You have no... Dude, that he's in. There is no... He definitely did. Is the Bucs O-line starting to get it together? The O-line has had it together, I'd say, the entire game. Except when it comes to running the football. But part of that is Henderson trying to avoid contact, and it puts himself in interesting situations. That is a catch. That has to be a catch. The dude controlled the ball with his right foot in. The left foot might have been on that white line, but his other foot was in when he had control of the ball. That's a catch. And he quickly takes off the headset. It's not long, so I'm assuming the play is going to stand. Normally when it takes this quickly for, a review, normally means the call has stood. Complete catch is confirmed. Buckeyes have the ball inside their 35, 1st and 10. And we have 1,000 views on the hour, ladies and gentlemen. So keep pumping those numbers up, sharing this video around. Brian Hartline talking with his wide receivers. Keep in mind, Utah 14, Ohio State nothing is the current score. 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Ohio State has the ball inside of the Utah 35 on the 34. Stroud looking around. "49 seconds. They reset the clock, bring some guys over to the right side of their line. It is a run. Henderson pushes forward, finally accepts taking contact, and gets a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Bucs. DJ Hells, OSU is coming back. If they score here and get a stop, they could very well get going Ohio State, mind you, is a team that normally is not the fastest starter. Once they get it rolling, though, they're deadly. 10 seconds remaining. I don't know if Ohio State's going to try and get a playoff or not. Doesn't look like they will. 3, 2, 1. They just get it off. Looking deep, Stroud throws it. It is about a 5-6 yard gain. It'll be 3rd and short, and that is the end of the first quarter. So Ohio State in a position to at least try for a field goal and get on the board at the end of the first. Putting together a nice drive thus far. So, I mean, you Ohio State fans, you are getting what you need right now. A voice in the choir. The pride of the Big Ten in bowl season. Maryland, MSU, Wisconsin, and Purdue. Now that is pathetic by any stretch of the imagination. It just is. I mean, Michigan State had the best win, and it was against... This isn't even like... It was against the 12th ranked team by the committee. Which, I mean, Pittsburgh should have been ranked higher, assuming that Pickett wasn't going to opt out. I had Pitt as a top 10 team personally. But Michigan State, they played bad. They came back. The Big Ten has not looked good in the bowl season thus far. They just haven't. Yeah, I mean, Michigan, blown out. Iowa, lost by themselves. Penn State, Penn State does what James Franklin does. I mean, every Ohio State fan watching this knows this. Takes the lead and just chokes. Tom Reed, as a Dog fan, you have announcing presence. Thank you. I'm trying to improve that presence. You know, these live reviews kind of help with practice. Forces me to be out there, show my face, and announce. It's also fun, though, because I get to interact with guys like you and others on this chat. We have about 70 concurrent viewers. Like and sub. Especially like. Like if you have already. If you haven't already. Stormtrooper YT. Better than the Pac-12. We can still theoretically go winless. Yeah. Oh, if Utah loses this game, I think that's the last bowl game you're playing in. It's up to Utah to win you a bowl game. And Utah is undisputedly the best team in the Pac-12. They have a lot of young players that will return next year as well. They could be a serious playoff contender next year because it's Riley's first year. Lincoln Riley's going to have to travel to Rice-Eccles Stadium as well. Utah next year is in prime position to possibly reach the playoff and fulfill what they failed to do in 2019. DJ Hells, when do you think they will realign the awful Big Ten divisions? I don't know. And what sucks is Nebraska is honestly the only team that can probably compete with the East because they run a spread. They have the most talent besides maybe Wisconsin. I mean, those two things combined, it's Nebraska, maybe Wisconsin who need to step up their game, and they can't. Maybe Minnesota too with the culture PJ Fleck is building, his improved recruiting. I don't know, and I don't think they're going to plan on realigning anytime soon, to be honest with you. Jeremy, smoke a cigar with something in it. Yeah, I mean, you will be smoking that if you think the Big Ten's going to realign anything. They're not going to. 3rd and 1 from the 25. It is a run, and oh my gosh, it Ohio State doesn't get it. Utah, 4th and 1 stop. If you're OSU, I say you go for it. You go for it. You bring in your fullback, your big O-line guys, you put everyone out there, and you run it. And they're keeping the offense out on the field. Keeping their offense out in the field. 4th and 1. Ohio State's converted 53% of their 4th downs. Utah has, 7 guys close to the line of scrimmage. It is a pass by Stroud. A deep ball. Touchdown. Touchdown, Ohio State. That was clutch by Marvin Harrison Jr. Ohio State That right there, 25 years, that is a momentum play. That cuts into the lead. It shows you have a QB, you have a wide receiver core. That was a beautiful throw. And Harrison had him beat from the beginning, too. Good throw. Oh my goodness. 14-6, Utah. Ohio State responds, and quickly. Only 4 minutes off the clock, and that's quick for how this game has gone. Extra point is good. It's 14-7, Ohio State. And the Buckeyes score the first points of the second quarter with 14-17 remaining. That was huge. C.J. Stroud now 6 of 9 for 78 yards and a touchdown. He's getting in rhythm. The whole team's getting in rhythm. Wolf 58, like I said, they've got to air it out. Yes, and they have to run occasion. What they should do is they should start running if Utah commits less guys to the line of scrimmage, because Henderson in open space, Henderson is probably one of the best running backs in open space. He just is. A voice in the choir, typical Ryan Day strategy, go for the TD on 4th and short. Tried to do it against Oregon several times and it failed. It actually worked here. So, good. Didn't necessarily think the play call was the greatest, but if you have a good wide receiver core and C.J. Stroud as your QB, what works. So, good. We have almost 70 concurrent viewers, only 29 likes though. Like this video. Get this video up to 50 likes right now. Just do it. It's just that simple. We've almost more than 1,000 views on this live stream as well, total. So that's awesome, guys. You guys are the community. I'm just the guy that's, pumping stuff into the community, I guess. 31 likes, awesome. Architecture drywall. This is why you can't count Ohio State out. Yup. Now, granted, Ohio State, when they fall behind early, very rare you see a comeback, but they've done it against Penn State when Penn State scored first. Wolf 58. The threat of OSU throwing the ball can change the dynamic of the game. Yeah, because, let me give an example. Michigan State, one of the best front sevens in the country, has the worst secondary in the nation. What that means is your front seven, the linebackers have to compensate and help in coverage, and it opens up the run for teams against Michigan State. Ohio State can use their wide receiver core and QB to open up the run for Henderson and Williams. And once you get Henderson and Williams in rhythm, it's hard to stop. I don't know how Michigan did it, seeing that Georgia's running backs ran all over them. Georgia's running backs do have a similar amount of star talent to OSU's, but I'm more of a believer in Henderson and in Williams than I am in James Cook and Zamir White, though James Cook and Zamir White are very good running backs. I will never disrespect them. David Hunter, good evening, Sam. Good evening to you, David. 6:05 Eastern time right now, and my goodness. Game is back on. Ohio State cut into the lead. And they kick it off. And Utah will try and return it. Covey almost had a hole, but Ohio State closed the gap quickly. They'll be at their own 21-yard line. Voice in the choir, question. Which Buckeye second-string wide receiver is looking the most impressive so far in this game? Harrison for the TD reception. Actually, no. Egbuka for that clutch reception on 3rd and long. Harrison had a hold, and Egbuka all year, he's been good at returning, I think, whether it's kickoffs or punts, I don't know. He's a 5-star prospect, a true freshman. I'd say Egbuka, but Harrison's looked good too. Fleming has been not what he's all been promised to be. Pass wide open, complete by Utah. A quick, I think, around 20-yard gain by the Utes. Wow. Good play, call, design, and Utah is already out to their own 45. That was Denzel Burke, by the way, who got burned there, and Burke is one of their best players on the defense. Cameron Rising, 7 of 9, 106 yards, and 2 TDs. He's looking really good right now. Ohio State's defense, you just got to get one stop this whole game. A run, finally the Ohio State D-line comes alive. It's 2nd and 8. Yeah, Tevion Thomas with a 2-yard run. Take away their run game. You might have something, because Rising is a good QB. He's not an elite QB. And Tom, Utah is no joke. The threat of Georgia's tight ends is what left Michigan's defense scratching heads. Too many threats. Yes, it opened up, and they opened up the perimeter too. They attacked the perimeter, spread us thin. Option pitch, and TJ, and wow. It's about a 9-yard gain, but there is a flag. Looks like it could be holding. He's also... Yeah, they're going back. Holding. There's a holding. Yep, knew it. 2nd and 18, so now Utah is off rhythm, and Ohio State does have some cushioning. That's very important for Ohio State's success. Whatever happened to Utah's great punter, Wishnowski? I have never heard of that name. Yeah, Holden by 71 on Utah. That was a clear hold. 33 likes, only 17 away from 50. Bump those numbers up, guys. 2nd and 10 from the Utah 44. Pressure almost dropped, but caught anyway. It's going to be 3rd and 2. That was a catch by... That was impressive. I think there was a tight end, too. This is epic, Jeremy says. Ram, only Big Ten team that did actually anything in the CFP is Ohio State. MSU and U of M did not show up. Agreed. I mean, I'm happy that two teams from the state of Michigan are in the playoff. Got in the playoff. Unfortunately, neither of them did much of anything. 3rd and 2. End around, and they get about a gain of 6. It's going to be 1st and 10 in Ohio State territory. David, UGA had more talent and bigger game experience than Michigan. This is true. This is not, however, an excuse by any stretch of the imagination. Michigan did not play their A game by any means. They did not. They did not play their A game. Arguably, Oregon was railroad in the first CFP, and the Big Ten actually won it. Oregon at least, taxidermied Jimbo Fisher's Florida State team. Fumble, Rising had to fall on it. It was a bad snap. 2nd and 12. Utah is now going to be, I think, at the Ohio State 43. Wow. 2nd and 11 for the Utes. And the Ohio State 42. Rising steps back. Pressure hit as he threw, but still complete. And it is a gain of 14 out to the 30, I think the 33. 33, 32. Oh, 28. That's past the 30. Yep. Oregon made the finals, but Ohio State won. Ohio State carried the Big Ten. The rest did squat. Yeah, that's true, Ram. Team Glenn, speed kills. Yes, it does. Both teams are rising, almost sacked, but escapes and gets a gain of about 15, and Utah's in the red zone. Ohio State finally gets pressure, but Rising escapes, and Utah looks to extend the lead. Rising looks a little banged up, though, because that was a big hit given to him, but he escaped. Juked out a guy. It's a pretty big hit, though. So they're in the red zone again. Utah has gotten 2 touchdowns in their 2 red zone attempts. David Hunter. If Kyle Whittingham had more talent, he could have a title by now. Not getting that. Last time I checked, Michigan was the conference champs. Yes. Tom, you could be a color commentator. Your knowledge is kind of surprising. I wanted to study the depth charts for all of the games I covered, actually. And I could have, but after Christmas, spending time with my family, working, and some of it just not willing to sacrifice some sleep or some of my sanity, I didn't. But I'm thinking for the national championship game, I have a week. I don't have school or don't have college. That doesn't start until the 10th, and I don't even have class until the Tuesday of that week. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and memorize the Georgia and Alabama starting depth charts. That'd be nice. How did they lose to Oregon State? Oregon State has kind of this explosive offense. Do have good QBs. Yeah, they did go 7-6, but they were 7-4 into the Oregon game, and if they won that game, they would have won the Pac-12 North. Oregon State was by Pac-12 standards, decent team. It was an upset, is what that was. Wow. And so far on the day, we have only gained 4 subscribers, but a gain is a gain. All of you who are new here who have not subscribed, subscribe. Help me get to 50 subscribers gained on the day from the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. One of the most historical and the oldest bowl game. Oldest. Subscribe and like. Talking strictly about the college football playoff. Yeah. No, Ram, you're right. Ohio State, and even Ohio State's been blown out in the CFP. 2016 Clemson, the 2020 national title against Alabama. They were only competitive. They were competitive in all the games they played. They were competitive in 14. Actually, pretty dominant in 14 if you think about it. They were competitive in targeting on Ohio State number 33. That's Jack Sawyer. That's a true freshman. He's very talented. He's got to be a starter today. That sucks. Good job from a Buckeye. Thank you, Salvatore. I appreciate it. Jack Sawyer's now out for targeting. That's crazy. Wow, and apparently the Utah fans were chanting goodbye to Jack Sawyer. 1st and goal, Utah. Utah in the red zone has been very successful. Can Ohio State get a stop? Is the question. 1st and goal from the Ohio State 6. Handoff. Oh my gosh, that was effortless. An effortless touchdown. Tavion Thomas, 6-yard touchdown rush. The Utes are now up 20-7. Ohio State is going to have to engage. They're going to have to score on every possession. And this is what I was thinking of. A shootout. It's a shootout. Ohio State's defense, we know, can get very few stops. Ohio State is going to have to pull everything out of the hat on offense. 20-7. The extra point is good. It is 21-7 Utah early in the second quarter. 9:07 remaining. But Buckeyes, do not. I mean, you can be worried. Do not give up yet. You responded. We'll see if Ohio State responds on this next drive. Tom, I like the Pitt OC for Coach of the Year. You mean the Broyles Award winner? Because he is still an OC, but just at Nebraska now. And I think Nebraska, little side note here, I think Nebraska is going to be a very successful football team next year. And part of it is just seeing how Michigan came out of nowhere. And I think Nebraska is going to come out of nowhere next year. For real. Stormtrooper, what do you think of Brett Bielema in his first year? He was literally a touchdown away from going bowling through his first year, inheriting a dumpster fire. Illinois is going to be a team, they're going to be like Wisconsin. Heavy, eating the pizza, forcing the pizza in your... They're going to be good on it. They're going to be good in the trenches, and they're going to be good at the running back position. And their QBs will be just good enough to help you score. That's what I think of Illinois. Ram, Texas A&M will be a sleeping power because of their number one recruiting class. This I actually disagree with. You look at how Georgia and Alabama are playing. I don't know how A&M is out recruiting. I don't know how they're out recruiting Georgia and Alabama. I just don't know. It's like I'm looking. A&M lost to LSU on basically a Hail Mary. LSU is a 6-6 football team with no culture who decided that Brian Kelly was a good hire. I don't know. Nothing else needs to be said besides that. I agree with Texas A&M, but they need help to get in the SEC championship game. They need to consistently beat Bama. They need to not get upset by Arkansas and, Mississippi State. Jeremy, go Dogs. Let's go Raiders. No one watches college football. It's boring. I hate to roast teams. It's definitely more entertaining than the Raiders, though. Sorry. College football is more entertaining than the NFL, and it's not even close. But that's my personal opinion, my personal preference. Armand, football is a religion in Texas. So why hasn't Texas done anything? Are they sleeping? Texas, think about it this way. Jim Harbaugh. Actually, no. Let's take it a step further. Mel Tucker at Michigan State in his second year has done more than the entire program of University of Texas, the Longhorns. He's done more than the Longhorns have done in more than a decade. All that talent for nothing. I don't like Texas for that reason. It is easy to forget that the Raiders have 3 Super Bowls. It is. And there is some room, amazing return on the kickoff by Ohio State. They'll be out to their own 39 or 40. Let's go Raiders, says Architecture. I like Derek Carr. I don't know a whole lot about the NFL, but I do like Derek Carr, at least as a person. And he has been a good QB this year. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're only 8 likes away from 50 likes. We're at 42 right now. You guys can do it. For real. Pump those numbers up. 1st and 10. Ohio State. 2 receivers separated from everyone else. A handoff to Henderson. And Henderson escapes, spins, gets a first down. Ohio State's O-line and run game is coming together. And this is what Ohio State fans and myself have been saying. This offense, it gets rolling. They're going up-tempo, and they're going up-tempo against a defense that is deep shot wide open. Oh, my goodness. He is in. Touchdown, Ohio State. My goodness. In literally less than a minute, Ohio State scores, and to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Holy crap. Wow. That, Smith and Jigba burned him immediately. Stayed in bounds, stiff-armed him about 10 yards to the end zone. That is insanity right there. Now, granted, your defense doesn't have a lot of time to rest, but you're going to force... What Ohio State is going to do is Utah can't make a mistake. They make one mistake, like throw a pick, Ohio State will score. Ryan Day's pleased. Same with Stroud, too, pumping up his guys. 21-14. This is a shootout of shootouts right now. It's crazy. Championship game is the best yet to come. I told you all so. It's going to be close between Alabama and Georgia. It's not going to be as dominant as the SEC championship game, but I'm pulling for Bama to win because Georgia, solely for the fact that Georgia is once again favored over Alabama. And Nick Saban's won by an average of close to 3 touchdowns when he's an underdog. Wolf 58, pass. Yes, pass. Completely agree. When Stroud gets in the groove, he wins shootouts with all his 5-star receivers. Yup. And Covey is back to return the kickoff. Britton Covey receiving. And he dodges people. Oh, my good. Oh, whoa. Kickoff return for a touchdown by Utah. Oh, my goodness.
This is the worst game ever.
Bad tackling, and the Utes respond instantly. Britton Covey, a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. 27-14. Stormtrooper YouTube, that triggered my PTSD. Well, Covey returned, for those of you who don't know, he returned a punt before halftime against Oregon. DJ Hells, well, the defense can keep resting. That's funny. Team Glenn, it's official, we got ourselves a shootout, and there are 2 Buckeyes that are down on the field. Wow. This is all on Ohio State's offense now. They have to score, pull it within 7 or tie it before halftime, and then take the lead or tie it coming out of the half. That's insanity. Wow. Covey dodged everyone. It was perfectly blocked. Tackles were missed. That was crazy. Wow. This is like Purdue versus Tennessee Part 2. Yes. Only 6 likes away from 50, guys. Just pump it up. Get it to 50. Wow. This is amazing. It's the Rose Bowl. It is the Rose Bowl. Granddaddy of them all. I'm going to mute these ads because they suck. So, Ohio State can't catch a break. What you need to do is either punt it out of the end zone or maybe squib kick it, to be honest with you. You cannot let them get kickoff returns for TDs. That's bad. That's bad. In Ohio State, if not for that kick return TD, would have all the momentum because they're scoring faster than Utah is. Scoring faster, scoring without as much effort. Their offense is engaged in this game.
Just look at
Tom Reed, the Utes came to play. They were like Boise State from the mid-2000s. Wow. Well, another Dr. Pepper ad. Dr. Pepper ads are pretty good, actually. They're not as boring as some others. We here have good amount of views this hour. Specifically, we have 990 this hour. So, that's pretty good. What was the last Michigan victory in a bowl game? This is a troll question, and it's 2015. Who is your team? Voice and Acquire. Who is your team? I might have forgotten, but it's hard to keep up with everyone. Oh man, Utah's executing perfectly. The problem once again is Ohio State's defense. But you can't have a heart attack yet because Ohio State is scoring. Now, their offense is awake completely. The defense needs to get one stop. I have faith that Ohio State can win. The way they're doing this, Stroud and the offense for Ohio State wants this game. And you can tell by how they've been executing on offense. Ohio State's offense is woken up and wants to play. What a game, let's go. Heck yeah. Jermaine Dunbar, go Dogs. Go Dogs. If you're going to beat Bama, you better beat them now, because if you don't beat them, if you don't beat them, you won't ever undersmart until Saban leaves. And an injured player, Lathan Ransom, a sophomore, is being carted off the field. He has a cast on his leg. So the Buckeyes, they have a player ejected for targeting and a guy who's permanently injured. This is not looking good. Ohio State attrition is taking them out. Their offense is going to have to carry this game. And the way you do this is you drive down, you make it a one-possession game before halftime, and then you come out and tie it. You play catch-up. And 28-14, Utah leads it. Utah is given a 77.1% chance to win at this moment. 3 touchdowns in the last 50 seconds of game action. Crazy. Crazy. It's insanity. Offensive shootout. But Stroud on fire. You're getting me the combo, right? The normal? Okay.
Want the combo with the egg roll? Or the large?
Give me a large. I'm pretty hungry. I haven't eaten a lot. I was telling my mom what to order for Chinese. Just to let you all know. Sometimes it looks like I'm speaking gibberish when I'm trying to talk to someone else. But that was an amazing return. Covey never gave up. And that was the key. He never gave up. So Utah is now going to kick this off. Ohio State trailing by 14. They're in the same position they were at the end of the first. The difference is they found their offensive rhythm. And Ohio State will get, again, just decent field position. 32-yard line is where Ohio State will start. Thank you, Chris Fowler, for letting me know. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 32. It's crazy. So Ohio State has had good field position as a result of Utah kickoffs, and Utah has returned a kick for 6. This is crazy. This is an awesome game. Game over. Utah's going to blow them out. Not the way Ohio State's offense has been moving. If they strategically plan it, they can tie this in the 3rd. If they get one stop, they might take the lead. I mean, their offense has been crazy. Mayan Williams in the backfield here. Previous play is under further review for potential targeting. It looks like it might. This probably, I'm going to assume, is going to be against Utah. So we'll see. I don't know what Utah player they're looking at, but apparently it could be targeting against Utah, which would even out some of the attrition. For sure. Steven Zhu. A good team wouldn't let another team return a punt for a touchdown. Watch 2017 Ohio State versus Penn State. They let Saquon Barkley return the opening kickoff, and they won. Just watch that game. I mean, Utah is good, too. It's not like Utah is atrocious. Targeting.
Against Utah?
Yep. 81 for Utah is now out. Wow. So, 2 targeting calls already. Yep. So, Ohio State's going to get the ball at their own 48, I'm presuming, which is going to be amazing field position.
Oh, he targeted his back.
Led with the crown of the helmet. So, 2 players out for targeting, 1 out for permanent injury. 3 players out from both sides. It's pretty crazy. So, Ohio State at their own 48, 1st and 10. Stroud takes the pass, throws, threads the needle. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Touchdown, Ohio State. Bazinga. They're back. Smith in Jigba. What even is this game? 52 touchdown reception. You all thought Utah had this game in the bag. They can't stop Ohio State's passing game. They can't stop it. Can we see the rest of the picture behind you? It's a quilt. It's a quilt. Jeremy, it's some kind of quilt. You want to see it? I can briefly show it. It's a quilt from the 1800s. There. You've seen it, and now you don't. Tom Reed, OSU has 4 players that didn't play this game, and yet they're pulling within 21 of a team that could compete with just about anyone in the country. What if the score is like 77-70? That would be insane. Guys, since 9 minutes, 9:07 in the second quarter, there have been 28 points. In the span of 1 minute and 5 seconds, there have been 28 total points scored. What even is this game? What is this game? Ohio State, what they have to do, their defense has actually gotten some rest because of the kickoff return. Your defense needs a stopper to hold them to a field goal, and then you need to march down and score. Mario Totti, hello from Belarus. What are you, on vacation? Are you on vacation from Belarus? This is Stroud's start of his campaign for next year's Heisman. Oh, he got mad from Desmond Howard's comment. Him there was the birth of a villain. And Steven, this is a game without D. Easy money. The SEC started out shaky, but is finishing up strong. The Big Ten is started strong, but is finishing weak. The way they are playing right now. Okay, Ruggles kicks it off. Covey's going to have another opportunity to return it. And, oh my God, he's not going to return it for 6. He got out to the 30, though. Britton Covey with the return. What have I missed in the last 15 minutes, James? In the last 15 minutes, you've missed about 35 combined scores. It's insanity. I don't even know what this game is anymore. My final score prediction, I think, was 48-42, Ohio State. But the way Ohio State's playing, I doubt they're going to score, like they're going to be held to many field goals here. 1st and 10 from the 29. Rising, hands it off, hole open for Thomas, dodges some tacklers, gets about an 8-9 yard gain for the first down. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Wolf 58. A game without defense favors OSU. Yes, totally. Because Stroud is prone to less mistakes than Rising is throwing the ball, especially if it's an air raid game. A game without defense favors Ohio State here. Utah is going to need to come out with the stop. Rising, play action, throws, incomplete. It was a little too low, a little too in front. It'll be 3rd and 2. That was nice coverage by Cam Brown. Stroud's passing will open up the run game for Henderson. I added the will instead of the might because that's exactly what's going to happen. Utah has been burned on deep passes 3 times now? Even more, probably 5. They've been burned. And keep in mind they don't have Olave or Wilson. Ohio State lining up, 11 guys are within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're expecting a run here. And it is a run, and he is short. He's short. Ohio State gets their stop. Ohio State gets the stop. That is critical. Pump up those likes, by the way. We're only 4 away from 50. Get this video up. Get it up. And also, we're 1 sub away from 2,600 subs. Which one of you will be the first to get me to 2,600 subs? Hit that sub button. And Utah is lining up for a 4th and 1. They snap it. Rising keeps it and gets the first down. Still on his feet. Oh no! A 4th and 1 that was going to result in a long Utah run for a touchdown. Ohio State's defense is non-existent. Wow. That is atrocious defense. That is bad.
Neither one of these teams should even be in a bowl game. It's embarrassing.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
Their offenses are just far better than their defenses.
They don't have a defense.
Yeah, they do. Just not against teams with good offenses. Wow. 34-21 Utah. A 4th and 1 for a long TD run.
Definition of defense is you can stop the
It's crazy. And 35-21. This Rose Bowl game is a shootout of biblical proportions. Armand Hammer, are we in the Matrix? Probably. Stormtrooper YouTube, no wonder Mario Cristobal beat them. That's funny. And WoW was right. Utah is just... Ohio State's expecting Utah to just give up. They're not playing their hardest. It's insane. There's been 42 combined points in the second quarter. There's 6 minutes and 24 seconds left. It's crazy. Both defenses aren't taking a break. I think if you're Ohio State, what you have to do is you have to get a slow drive, run the ball a few times, and then go back out and try and get that stop, because you stopped them on 3rd down. The difference is it wasn't enough. Utah wants this game. They're going to gamble. You have to force them to punt the ball. (35-21). Man, this is insane. But you can see the opt-outs on defense. The fact that Haskell Garrett's not there. The fact that Ohio State, Igbuka gets stopped behind the 20. Wow, 1st and 10 from about the Ohio State 17. It's crazy. Big Ten, a total collection of crap, says Tommy. Every Heisman winner Bama has had has went on to win the national title in the same season, and I think that's going to be the result. This game is a confirmation that OSU needed a new defensive coordinator. Yes, which is why they hired Jim Knowles. But it's 35-21. Ohio State here. They hand it off. And Utah now not being able to tackle. That was Mayan Williams, who got a 6-yard gain. He shoved 3 defenders down. So both of these defenses are tired. Both. The difference is Utah jumped out and has not made a mistake at all, except for their first drive. It's going to be 2nd and 4, OSU from the 32. Stroud steps back to pass. Ball is tipped in the air. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Ball deflected. But it's 2nd and 3, so I just say run it up the middle. Literally. Like, Utah is going to have to put guys. They're going to have to put guys in that secondary. Because they know they'll get burned, but they're not going to. They aren't going to. They have a lot of wide receivers out there. It's 3rd and short. 2,601 subscribers. Keep pumping up those numbers, guys. Stroud. Pass complete. Oh my gosh, Smith-Njigba almost broke that. He's out to the 45. So a little slower drive, taking off some clock, resting up their defense. I like what Ryan Day is doing here. Second and 5. Wow. And the Ohio State player who left has been taken to the hospital. 2nd and 5 from the 50. Ohio State. 2nd and 4, actually. Ohio State taking it a little bit slower. This drive is been for over a minute, actually. They're chewing some clock. I'm thinking they're going to try and go into half, only down by 7. Wide open to Smith-Njigba. He is fumbled the ball, and Utah has it. He fumbled the ball, and Utah now has it. And that is crazy. Wow. That is bad. Ohio State almost got another touchdown. Utah got a turnover. That is horrible. Utah's defense got burned, but Smith-Njigba tried to do too much. Actually, not even that. The ball was punched out perfectly. Utah now with obviously all the momentum. They're going to get the ball at their own 25. Ohio State's defense has to force a turnover in response. And I don't know if they're capable of doing that. Wow. It's crazy. 35-21. This is looking very bleak for Ohio State. Oh, Utah 1st and 10. Rising. Pass complete for about 7 yards. That's crazy, though. It's crazy. I can't believe Utah might win this game. If they score here, it's going to be 42-21. Probably 42-28 heading into halftime. Fumble recovery. Stroud is wow. Crazy. A run, only gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 2. It's going to be 3rd and short. Wonder if Utah will try and just set up a 4th and short and go for it again. Both teams trying to wind down the play clock to get to have the momentum at half. Ohio State got the first. Well, Utah got the first down, 3-yard run. Wow, it's crazy. Ohio State. This is atrocious defense. What happened to Utah can't hang or don't belong? They've been hanging this entire game. Is Stroud staying for another year? Stroud is a freshman. He's going to be here for at least another year. 1st and 10. They get Rising in the backfield. That's the first negative play Ohio State has had all year. It's going to be like 2nd and 13 for the Utes. They're going to be now out of rhythm. She's in her room. 2nd and 13. Ohio State has one timeout, so Utah could literally run this into half. But they're gonna try and run down the clock. Utah is. Ohio State will probably get the ball with, I'm assuming, 40 seconds remaining. Maybe get a field goal out of this. Rising back to pass. Open, wide open. That's bad coverage. Again, busted. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Looks a little hurt. Utah is going to be out at the Ohio State 49. Ohio State looks like hot crap. They do. I mean, that fumble changed everything. And that wasn't even Smith and Jigba's fault. Utah has just been playing the whole game better. Utah player is down, though. New Rose Bowl quarter record, 42 points combined. Yeah, it'll probably be more. Honestly, I'm thinking Ohio State or Utah at least is going to get one more score. This game's insane, though. Ohio State fans, do not lose hope yet. He's badly hurt. He can't walk. Number 8, he can't. Kuthi, one of their tight ends. So that's a key piece missing for the Utes now. Let's see. Do you believe in everyone's dreams? No, I don't. 75 concurrent viewers. Like and subscribe if you have not already. First and 10. Utah. Rising. Tackled. Utah, I'm presuming, is going to use one of their timeouts. They're at least going to get in field goal range. Maybe. Rising is going to try get up there quick. 1:28 remaining, 2nd and 10. They hand it off, and he's tackled for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to set up 3rd and long. Utah is going to run down the clock, try a pass, and if they don't get it, punt and pin Ohio State deep. The defense for Ohio State has played, outside of the turnover, I would argue, the better second quarter. It just doesn't matter because the 14 points and the way each team has made their mistakes, Ohio State is playing the better second quarter. I almost hate to say that because Utah has the momentum, but I think it's true. Pressure, incomplete. That was just a little bit of a low throw by Rising, and his receiver couldn't grab it. It's 4th and 6. Clock stops with 41 seconds remaining. If you're Utah, you don't want to punt to Ohio State, but they only have one timeout. Yeah, he threw it low. He threw it a little higher. That would have been a first down, but now you got to punt it, and this is what I was talking about. Stroud is going to make less mistakes than Rising overall in this game. So if it comes down to punt and it's fair caught at the 10. So you don't have to run it out of your own end zone, but you got to be quick if you're Ohio State. 55 likes. Let's get that number up to 75. 75. Come on. Yeah, Utah's not going to be able to stop Ohio State. I'd rather bet on Ohio State stopping Utah than vice versa because it's been a kick return for a touchdown and a 4th and 1 QB run that was busted. First and 10 from their 10, Ohio State. They have to drive 90 yards in 35 seconds. What was that? It was a broken tackle. Oh my goodness. That was a broken tackle by Henderson out of the backfield. And there is a flag for a late hit. I think that's going to tack on even more. Ohio State. Yup, late hit on Utah. Ohio State's going to have their ball past their own 30 from what was a bad play call, to be honest with you. Wow. They're going to beat, they're at their own 36 now. They are well in range to get a field goal before half. You'd be outscoring Utah, and you get the ball. First and 10 from your 36, Ohio State, 27 seconds remaining. 5 wide receivers set. Utah brings 4. Ohio State has all kinds of time. They get the ball. Ryan Day calls a timeout. They're going to reset the clock to probably like 20 or 19 seconds. It's going to be 2nd and 1. He fired his DC. Yeah, they're like... Well,
5 minutes ago?
no. They hired a new one a month ago. He just isn't working until after this game. Yeah, Ohio State, this game is proof positive that Ryan Day made the wrong hire. Steven Zuo, touchdown before half. Oh, I wish. I want Ohio State to win this game. As I've said, the Big Ten needs to look good. And beating an 11-2 OSU would be amazing. Because OSU, if they win, will rise to the number 5 spot. They're just going to. Unless Baylor dominates Ole Miss, Ohio State will rise if they win this game. They'll be 11-2. They'll have lost to a playoff team, and to a 10-4 Oregon. But Baylor lost to a 7-6 Iowa State. Ban the bot. Thank you. I'm gonna hide the user on this chat. Thank you. Stroud wide open. Down at the 40. Inbounds. They're gonna have to get up and probably spike it. They do. 12 seconds remaining. They're at their They're at Utah's 40. Ohio State, keep in mind, this might not seem significant. They're almost outgaining Utah in total yards. Utah has 2 safeties back, I hear, which is insanity. 2nd and 10. Ohio State at the Utah 40. 5 wide receivers. Stroud is flushed out. Catch is made. Wow. Time's out. 35-21 at the half. That is bad.
No, they couldn't.
You need to throw it down to the guy down there.
They needed to get the next
The
guy.
next guy.
Yep. 35-21 at the half. OSU to receive the second half kickoff. You got a defensive stop before halftime. You need to stop them again after scoring after the half. 100 concurrent viewers right now. We only have 62 likes. Get those likes up. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video. And all of you who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help support this channel. Jonah Daly, I want Utah to win this game. High Power TV, OSU gave up 35 before the half. Opt-outs or not, that defense will still be suspect next season if they don't develop. Jim Knowles should develop. I fully expect that. Tom Reed. Team Glenn. Iowa lost to Kentucky today in the bowl game. That was a bad loss. That was Petrus's fault, too. It's halftime. Utah is actually, despite Ohio State failing to score, Utah's only given a 78.7% chance to win. It was up to almost 90 at one point. I'm assuming OSU just playing the better second half and getting a defensive stop is... They're just kind of giving OSU the benefit of the doubt. CJ Stroud has passed for almost 300 yards, by the way. Almost 300. So Ohio State needs to fix their defense. Utah, if they want to hang on, their defense has to step up too, because a shootout favors the Buckeyes, and the second quarter showed that. That's just my opinion, though. Got my like and subscribe. Thank you, High Powered TV. I have the ESPN app. I'm subbed and liked already. Awesome. Double O'Neill, be right back, checking my steaks. That sounds really good. I'm having Chinese. Also, our average watch time per playback is almost a minute. Almost a minute. That's amazing. Iowa lost, so did Penn State. Yeah, the SEC has been busting the Big Ten's ankles. I think the SEC has beaten the Big Ten every time they've matched up this bowl season, which is disgusting. It is what it is, though. This game is comedy gold. Is absolute comedy gold. Utah came out fast, but something tells me the way Ohio State's been playing, if both offenses continue to prevail, something tells me Ohio State's going to win this game. Kind of a gut feeling. Oh boy, lots of OSU coaches are losing their jobs this offseason. Kerry Combs is going to be out. They have to keep Larry Johnson. This is the only year where the D-line has been somewhat suspect. Linebackers, Al Washington might be. He could be canned as well. Who knows? I guarantee you Combs is fired, though. Guarantee you. Yeah, GPN, you cannot blame the fumble on the offense. That was a perfect play by Utah right there. That might end up winning them the game, because 35-28 at the half totally favors Ohio State to come back in this game. 35-21 though, it gives Utah room to make one mistake and come out possibly with a win or bring this to overtime. That fumble was critical. Don't make the mistake to think that it isn't. We have so far today gained 12 subscribers. Pump that number up. Mikhail Miller, our defense is horrible. Yes, it is. Cannot argue with that. Your defense is chewed dog poop. I'm sorry. But that's what Ohio State's defense is. It's bad. So, what are your thoughts on this game? And who do you think wins? Utah obviously leading by 14. Ohio State receives the second half kickoff and has played a slightly better second quarter. They played a far inferior first quarter, though. I'm not an OSU fan, easy money. I'm a Michigan fan. I'll show you. Let me show you all. Showing them that I'm a Michigan fan. You see this? No team. The first team since Penn State, besides Ohio State, to win the Big Ten East. The last team besides Ohio State to win the Big Ten was Penn State in 2016. Michigan broke that. Go Blue. Utah win, Double O'Neill says. I hope not.
That sounds like
Hope not.
statistics.
Sounds like I took... Okay. Hey, you got that haircut in a... What? I don't even know what that means, Gerald. Utah Utes, baby. Awesome. I mean, your team winning by 14. What I will say, though, Utah, special teams, they got a special teams return. It's Ohio State's busted tackles are what is preventing them from either being tied at the half or winning. Ohio State, Utah, 35 points would be tied third most in bowl game history. And they're going to score more TDs. I'm the opposite of you, but I think a fast-moving shootout favors Utah. Maybe, but that Ohio State offense, the depth, the talent, it's unbelievable. The defense is just not doing its job.
It's all, you know.
Wow. Can't even believe it. Crazy. Oh well. Oh well. I don't see Utah letting off the gas. Final score 52-35. Whoa. There'll be a reaction. There'll be a reaction video on that this game. Especially if Ohio State loses, but there's definitely going to be one. If Ohio State, the way Ohio State is losing, yes, they're down 24 scholarship players. It's pathetic nonetheless. You allowed 35 points in a half. Your offense, though, I mean, listen, this offense next year is going to be one of the best in the nation. Like, let's be real here. C.J. Stroud, Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka. It's going to be the best offense in the nation next year. Maybe Alabama as well. It's going to be Ohio State. I mean, this offense is amazing. And they're all young, too. A lot of them are young. But the amount of opt-outs they've had, the attrition, yes, it sucks. It's not an excuse to be playing this poorly, but it stinks. It definitely stinks. It definitely stinks. It's actually good to see Big Ten people pull for their conference rival. Y'all are learning. I want Ohio State to win. I mean, will it be funny in a certain sense if they lose? Yeah. I mainly want it to be a game, though. Like Michigan State, Pittsburgh, it got boring when it wasn't a game. It also got Michigan State, Pittsburgh was a good game. It was nice to see State get the win. And it'll be nice to see Ohio State get the win here. Now, would I have laughed at State if they lost? Of course. Am I going to laugh if Ohio State loses? Yeah, but it is painful seeing the Big Ten just execute this poorly in the postseason. We got off to a strong start, and we just dipped. Zay Little Lit. Did you say 25? I said 24. That's still a lot, though. Jeremy, we are in it. Go Dogs and Redskins. Armand, hard to do. They were trashing us in here last night. I bet locker room is adjusting for second half. Oh, yeah. I mean, I expect Ohio State, the current trajectory of this game, the mistakes, the missed execution, if Ohio State will at least close the margin if they're going to lose. That's what I'm thinking. Ohio State played the better second quarter. And keep in mind, Ryan Day has been down at halftime before and has come out and smacked his opponent in the mouth. Michigan is not the example, neither is Oregon. But I'm looking at 2019 Big Ten Championship game. And Ohio State, just the way they've played in the second half, is better. It just is. It just is. Against Oregon. Oregon out, I don't know. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Ohio State needs to stop making mental errors. Yes. If Ohio State stops making mental errors, they win this game. The issue is here. Utah is playing their A game completely. Ohio State's playing like their C+ game. Their defense, atrocious. Oh, this is Utah right here. What was the reason that Utah lost to BYU? besides Charlie Brewer not being the best QB. And also them losing to Oregon State. Both of those teams have offensive potential. And Utah's defense it's mainly their offense, their versatility on offense that is their strength. Both of these teams are stronger offensively than defensively. Well, I had us losing anyway. Wow. That fumble, man. Yeah, no, that fumble was crazy. They cannot get down on themselves for that one play, though. You are one of the most level, agreeable fans I have seen. Thank you.
So you would wear your new socks with him? Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
You want to have conference prestige. Easy money, I agree with you. Gotta have conference prestige. How is it that folks don't appreciate Utah? Is it because they aren't a traditional power? Oh, their football team is good, and I appreciate Kyle Whittingham. I have a lot of respect for him and his program. By no means did they have no chance to win this game. The difference here, though, Ohio State earns benefit of the doubt. Now, if they lose, if nothing changes and they lose the way they're losing, and it ends in an L, they lose benefit of the doubt, because this is just bad, and I expected it to be a shootout. I had the combined total being 88 points. The over-under was 64.5. From the beginning, I was going to say, that's too little. The game, there's 56 combined points. You only need 10 more total points for it to cross the over-under, and that's going to happen. It has to. I hate my autocorrector. I do too. It always messes me up during texts. Ohio State needed Jim Knowles like yesterday. Yeah, you can say that again. Ohio State is good enough on offense to come back and win, but they better tighten up on defense. What Ohio State has to do is they have to get only one defensive stop and score on every other possession. They do that, they'll bring this game to overtime, and I guarantee you they'd win in overtime. Listen, even with all their lack of scholarship players, in theory they should have better depth and endurance than Utah does. Utah did what they needed to do. They got out to the early lead. They punched Ohio State in the mouth. They've used the mulligan in their magic. By that I mean a kickoff return and a 4th and 1 run for a TD. That is near magical. Near magical. And they've done it. They've played their A game. No joke. Utah, at the moment, deserves to win this game. Absolutely. This is bigger than Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles will have immediate impact. Ohio State's defense will be top 25 next year. Well, this defense is atrocious. Ohio State's defense next year will be good. It will not be elite, but it will finally improve. The people who thought the defense would improve this year, I don't know what you were looking at. Ohio State returned very few starters. They kept the same staff from last year that commanded an atrocious secondary. Yeah. So that's just, again, my opinion. All right. I just can't wait for halftime to end. The better team is winning. At the moment, heck yes. The funny thing is, Urban has coached for Utah and Ohio State. Who does he cheer for? Oh, that'd be a very interesting question to ask him. He'd probably decline to answer knowing him. I thought Georgia would win last night, but didn't expect them to pretty much completely dominate Michigan. I figured a low-scoring defensive game, and I was wrong. I thought the same thing as you. Except I thought Michigan would win. Oh, I was so wrong. I was so wrong on that. It was bad. That game was domination. Complete domination by, yeah, you know. You already know. But anyway. I think players who opt out of bowl games are quitters who let their teams down. Now, here's what I will say. There is always a chance of injury, no matter what game you play. I can understand players who've played there for a long time. I can somewhat understand it, but at the same time, it's like, you have taken this risk all season. Why do you have to opt out in a game that matters a lot for off-season momentum? It's like the final game, a game that can earn you a trophy. I have even money on this game. Not a conference hater. Utah are the Pac-12 champs, beat Oregon twice this season. Wow. Well, if Utah wins, then good for you, Tom. Easy money. I was kind of hoping Michigan would win, but figured Georgia would. Well, that would have been the perfect mindset to have. Double O'Neal. Fact, 2 handfuls of teams are consistently overrated, deserving or not, and the entire rest of the teams are underrated. You're talking about the Big Ten? Ashley, Ohio State needs to come back on the right foot after half and just start fixing their errors that they had in the first half. Yes, that gets a thumbs up. It's been a black screen for ages. I'm going to make sure that this game is like not running or something. Whatever. Yeah, it's a black screen with ads, which is strange. Strange. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. Our defense is an embarrassment. I agree with you, Red Flame. Your defense is an embarrassment. Michigan was embarrassed probably after last night. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. For some reason, he's not playing right now. I'm going to check. I'm going to go back. It was probably an error from YouTube TV. Ohio State has SpongeBob on defense. That's funny. Michigan was probably embarrassed after losing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Halftime report is back on. That was just an error. And another ad. Boring. Well, just resting my neck a little bit. We have 2,607 subs gained. That's 15. Let's get it to 25 gained subscribers. If you have not already, like this video and subscribe. If Ohio State just does what their defense did against Michigan State, then they will win. Problem is, Utah's offense is much more consistent and versatile than Michigan State's offense is. Another problem being that Michigan State's key player was injured in that game, but Utah's, you can't, I don't know. Michigan State's defense is weird because it's basically a boom or bust strategy. If you don't get a touchdown, you've either A, turned it over, B, failed on a 4th down conversion, or C, you've punted it. That's what Michigan State, they either score TDs or everything falls apart. That's what it is. It's a complete boom or bust offense. And part of the reason it was so effective is because no one expects that. You don't really train for that. But Ohio State obviously did. And if you face a boom or bust offense and have superior talent, you normally immediately shut it down. Especially when, the home crowd is in your favor and all that fancy stuff. We all fell for the Big Ten hype this year. Oh, they were promoting it mid-season when there were like 5 teams in the top 10. It's ridiculous. Michigan State's going to finish top 10. Ohio State, unless they get blown out. Ohio State might not for the first time in ages. Michigan State and Michigan definitely will. Wisconsin and Minnesota should enter the top 25. Same with Purdue. I'm personally will rank all those teams. But yeah. Purdue was an underdog and won. Wisconsin, I think, covered the spread. And Minnesota covered the spread. So, yeah. Maybe Hairball is on track to bring Michigan back to prominence. Maybe. Well, this year was a good first year. To be real. I mean, if we can get in better recruits, and this recruiting class is stronger than it's stronger than some of the ones under other Harbaugh years. If we can get in better recruits, inject some more money into the staff, because our staff isn't ultimately highly paid, give Harbaugh a raise, give the good assistants a raise, try and keep them around, develop something here. Yes, we can. Mike Leach was embarrassed in a loss again. Yeah, but Joe Moorhead, to be fair, kind of left the program in the condition of wet toast. So, Leach is doing a good job. 7-6, second year, is not terrible. He should be expected to win like 8 or 9 games next year, though. What do you feel about the rumors about Horrible going into an NFL team? Who's Horrible?
Harbaugh.
Oh, Harbaugh going to an NFL team. Is that what you mean? I don't think so. Harbaugh is in his late 50s, so he's ending the later part of his head coaching cycle. I think this is his final job. If he leaves us, then oh shoot, I'm gonna be left clueless. If he leaves, I think he stays. I think he retires here. My personal opinion. Ohio State will, of course, receive a kick. The Big Ten is probably the best top to bottom, with the SEC as the 2 top best teams. I agree. Completely agree. And depending on how Ole Miss performs, they might have the top 3. Ole Miss, they had, they lost to Bama, who was really good. And then they had an upset loss to Auburn. That was an upset loss. Saban didn't get a natty until he was 53, I think. Yeah. And he's one of the greatest of all time. So there are sometimes guys who get later starts. Not saying Harbaugh can't do it, but that's a rare breed. Nick Saban is. Harbaugh needs to show consistency before I call him an elite head coach. Ohio State's going to try and return the kickoff. Gets some blockers and gets out to the 27. Ohio State gets out to the 27. So, about 2 extra yards. Jonah Daly, I just subscribed. Oh, good for you. Thanks. It's awesome.
Chinese is here.
And the Chinese is here. I don't think I'm going to really dig in yet, though. I think I'm going to wait until this game's over.
9-11.
14:55 remaining in the third. Stroud in the backfield with Henderson, I believe. Pressure immediately up the middle. He wisely throws it away. Good play by Stroud. I mean, it didn't gain any yards, but he didn't get sacked. If he got sacked there, it would have been major. Hey, y'all, I gotta go. Happy New Year's, great show. I subscribed. Everyone stay safe. Roll Tide. Thanks. 2nd and 10 from the Ohio State 27. Stroud takes the snap, hands it off. Henderson breaks a tackle and gets about a gain of 8. And he is down. Another Ohio State player is injured. That's scary. And I don't know if it's Henderson or not, but no, it isn't. I think it might be. Yeah, it was Henderson. He's down and he's hurting. Like he's screaming. That sucks. And Storm Strike, no, I did not order DoorDash. That sucks. Dude, he's in pain. He's up and walking it off, but they're gonna give him a little bit of a break. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, like severely. 3rd and 2 at the 35, their own 35. And let's see what Ohio State brings out. Smith and Jigba catch. He's got blockers. And Smith and Jigba is down to the Utah 20. Wow. So Ohio State on 3rd and 2 does kind of what would be almost a wheel route out of the backfield. And they're in the red zone already. Utah in danger of the lead being cut to 7. First and 10. Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, 16 of 21 for 334 yards and 3 TDs. Play clock at 6, 5, 4. Stroud back, throws, intercepted. Intercepted. Utah intercepts it. Wow. The second turnover for Ohio State. Wow. That's crazy. That's insane. Wow. That is bad. That's bad. So, now Ohio State's defense is going to have to manufacture something. And that wasn't PI either. That was Fleming not necessarily running his route properly. And, yeah, Stroud making a big mistake there. Ohio State's defense has got to force a turnover. Got to force a turnover. The only good news for Ohio State is you're now outgaining Utah, and oh my gosh, Utah 5-yard loss by Thomas. So your defense, do what you just did there. Tackle him for 5-yard losses. Wow. I think that was Eichenberg on the tackle, a linebacker. Yes, Eichenberg. 2nd and 16 for Utah. They're now out of rhythm for sure. 13:09 remaining. Rising back to pass. Throws wide open. It's going to be 3rd and 4. 3rd and 5. So they get back some yards, but they're going to have to convert on 3rd and medium. Heisman is one big joke. I wish the Heisman Trophy was named after a bowl game. 3rd and 5. Ohio State has to get a stop here. Gotta get a stop here. Third and 5. 12:25 remaining. Try to bring pressure. Doesn't necessarily work. Deep pass. Batted away. Good play by Burke. Denzel Burke, true freshman, 4th and 5. Ohio State gets the stop. Unfortunately, that turnover killed them, but they got the stop. That was a good defensive sequence. That could have been picked off, honestly. That was not a good decision by Rising. You don't target Burke. Just don't. So, 4th and 5, we got 70 likes here. Pump up those numbers. Get this to 100 likes on the day. And share this video around. A 4th and 5 punt. Muffed! The punt was muffed by Utah! Ohio State will have it inside the 15. It was a bad decision. Wow. Utah's punter dropped. What a break for Ohio State. Utah gets the pick, but it doesn't matter. And you know what this is like? Outside of the turnover, this is the Wisconsin game. This is the Wisconsin game. The score is 35-21 Utah. Utah muffed their own punt. Ohio State will have it inside the 15, and I believe the Utah 11. That is huge for OSU. They're in the red zone. They failed previously. They just can't afford a turnover here. A lot of pressure on Utah's defense. Handoff. Henderson. Tackle for loss. There is a flag. Probably holding on OSU. That is bad. That's bad for Utah. The muffed punt, because now holding, yep, on Ohio State. First and 20 for Ohio State now because of that holding. Got to pass here. I get Stroud through a pick, but you're in the red zone, and you're now only a yard outside of the red zone because of the penalty. That was a nice defensive sequence by OSU. Ohio State here has to get a TD. First and 20 from the Utah 21. Henderson! Outside inside the 10 at the 8. It'll be 2nd and 7. That was a big run by Travion Henderson, who is back from his injury. Second and 7, 11:29 remaining in the game. Buckeyes inside the 10. Play action, fake. Stroud, touchdown Ohio State. A catch by Harrison Jr. So Ohio State, you have all the momentum. You got a defensive stop, and it's 35-27. That's crazy. And you've outgained Utah by almost 100 offensive yards. So this shootout is really favoring Ohio State right now. Ohio State is choking again. It's actually Utah who looks to possibly be choking. They won't be if they can respond. 35-28 for the Buckeyes. Well, for the Utes, actually. And bam, that is right, Armand. Wow. Utah given a 69.4% chance to win. That's been their lowest since midway through the second quarter. Can Utah respond, though? C.J. Stroud, 17 of 23, 342 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Crazy. Wow. We've seen one team blow a double-digit lead in the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Are we going to see it again today? Or do you Utah Ute fans think that you're going to hold on? Kentucky would struggle with these teams. Oh yeah, Kentucky would get eaten up. Kentucky would get eaten up by either of these teams. The Citrus Bowl, this had to be the worst group of teams in the Citrus Bowl in ages. Worse than Alabama v. Michigan. I forget. This is probably maybe better. It was better than Northwestern versus Auburn, because Auburn wasn't even ranked. Auburn had no business being in the Citrus Bowl. Iowa does have a good defense, though. Unfortunately, they're 10-4. I was pulling for them to be 11-3. Not going to happen, though. Ohio State, Utah has 9 more minutes of TOP, 4 more first downs. They're winning the turnover battle by +1. Yet Ohio State has outgained them 399 to 315 in total yards. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. 73 likes. We only need 27 more to get to 100. BCS system or playoff system? Playoff system. There have been 2 4 seeds who have won the national title since the college football playoff was instituted. The playoff normally is better ensures the best team is crowned as national champion. So far, the group of 5 is leading in the bowl games. That is, whoa, sad. All right. Noah Ruggles will kick it. Oh my goodness. Ohio State kicked the kickoff out of bounds. It's going to give Utah some good field position. Poor execution on special teams by Ohio State. So Ohio State's defense got the stop to at least possibly draw it within 7. Yep. Utah will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35 as a result of the poorly executed kick. This game is showing us the potential of the Buckeyes' second-string wide receivers, especially Harrison and Egbuka, and also Smith and Jigba too. He has 230 receiving yards. They hand it off to Pledger, and look at that O-line push him forward. He gets about 7. All right. 2nd and 3. They try and go quick tempo, but there's a false start on Utah. So now Utah not executing as well as Ohio State. Utah, and this is why it's important that Utah got off to that fast start. They can afford some of these mistakes and still be in this game. But false start, it's 2nd and 8 now. They're out of rhythm. They tried to go too quickly. Didn't work. And there's an Ohio State player walking off the field, looks a little banged up. But 2nd and 8, Ohio State's in a more comfortable position now. Both teams have had 4 penalties. Britton Covey, it's going to be 3rd and very short. Expect Utah to go for this. It's going to be 3rd and 1, but expect Utah to go for it if they fail. What is the Michigan QB in your opinion, since you've been watching? The starter for next year has to be McCarthy. I guarantee you. Starter for next year is J.J. McCarthy. But without Cade, we wouldn't have gotten to this point. But JJ showed in the playoff game he was ready. 3rd and 1. And it is a play-action fake. Oh, bounces to the outside. Pledger gets a big gain. He was almost tackled for loss, but then stiff-armed. He's out inside the Ohio State 35. That was bad. Ohio State, if they tackled him for loss, I guarantee you Utah would have punted it. But
By a quarterback. Oh, no, it's a running back.
yeah, stiff-armed by Pledger. Micah Bernard. Not even Pledger, pardon me. What am I doing? Micah Bernard. Stiff-armed him. But Ohio State's D-line finally, they're bearing down on that Utah O-line, finally. 1st and 10, 9:38 remaining in this game. Play action, open. Kincaid has it, and it's going to be 1st and 10 inside the Ohio State 15, I believe at the Ohio State 11. So Ohio State gets a stop, but because of that turnover, once again, Utah trying to go no huddle very quickly. Let's see what happens here. A handoff, no gain. Maybe a yard. Again, Eichenberg with the tackle. As far as I'm concerned, Nick Saban, Kiffin, Harsin are the 3 best coaches in the SEC. If Auburn can't win their bowl game, they'll be 4-7 in 2022. They had a losing record for the first time since the Gene Chizik era because they lost to Dana Holgerson and the Houston Cougars in their bowl game. 2nd and 9. Covey end around. Eichenberg again only got 2 or 3. It's going to be 3rd and long. So Ohio State forcing Utah to try and convert on 3rd. They're slowing Utah's offense. It's good. Holding them to a field goal would be a huge win for the Buckeyes here. 8:10 left. Play clock at 17. 3rd and 7 from the Ohio State 8. Utah with the football. Can Ohio State stop them, or will Utah get a touchdown? We will see. They hand it off to Thomas, and he's tripped up. 4th and 5. And I said this before. We've seen Utah run it on 3rd and long before with success. Doesn't work here. It's 4th and 5. Utah will have to settle for a field goal. That's encouraging if you're an Ohio State fan. If you can drive, get a touchdown, close it to 3 points, that's good. I think Utah is now 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions this half. Jaden Redding, 69% of his field goals, he's a sophomore, will be kicking what is basically a chip kick. And he makes it. 38-28. Ohio State forces a red zone stop. By stop, I mean, of course, preventing a touchdown. And Ohio State will get the ball back with a chance to draw it within 3. 7:10 remaining in the 3rd. Utah leads it 38-28. Houston is elite. Houston is not elite. Houston is good. They are not elite. They're good, though. Ugh. Wow. Ohio State still outgaining Utah by 20 total yards. We'll see what Ohio State has in score on this next drive. But this game, I have a feeling, is going to be decided in the early mid-4th quarter. So we'll see. Mike almost fell there. Sorry about that. People can see me pretty well. Typical idiot first-year head coach. Is this in reference to Harsin? Ohio State is going to win it by 4 and lose the spread by a half point. Ohio State was only favored by 4, so they would tie the spread. But that's according to ESPN. If you're using a different site, they might lose the spread. But the way it's going, I mean, Ohio State forced to stop. Utah's only 2 stops since the second quarter have been turnovers. So we'll see. We will see. This has been a shootout, though. And 38-28, that is 64 combined points. You only need one more point to go over the total, which was 64.5 projected. And why? Utah given a 69.4, well, actually a 77.5% chance to win this game. But yeah, that. Wow. Dial back that mic. Can't see you. That better? Punch up? $38-28, 78 likes. We're only 22 away from 100 likes. Pump those likes up and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. $2,611 subscribers. We've gained almost 20. Get that number up to 30. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And Utah kicks it off. Ohio State will try and return it. We'll see if they have some success. A hole is open up, and oh my goodness. Ohio State might take it, but there is a flag. We'll see what the flag is. It's probably a hold. It's probably a hold, but yup, it's a hold. Team Glenn, it's Utah 38, Ohio State 28 right now. That was not a hold. That was a bad call by the refs there. That was not a hold. He was blocking. Could have been. He was holding a little bit on his shoulder, but to me, that looks like a pretty clean block. Yeah, Brian Day's mad, but hey, if Ohio State is if they execute well, ball at the Ohio State 9 now instead of at the Utah territory. I think that was a bad call, but if Ohio State is going to execute and win this game, they're going to win it regardless of that call. 1st and 10, Stroud has it. Handoff to Henderson, who plows forward through it for a 6-yard gain. 6:51 remaining. Ohio State has the ball on their own 16. It'll be 2nd and 4. That run game is certainly being opened up by the pass game. Second and 4. Stroud. It's a fake, play fake. Fleming gets about a 10-yard reception, and Fleming is now down a little hurt. His arm holding it. He's able to run. No, it's Fleming. Still a gain, though. Man, injuries are killing OSU right now. They still get a first down, though. Plenty of depth. 1st and 10 at the Ohio State 27. OSU has it. Stroud in the backfield. Henderson given the ball. Patience tackled for a half-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 10. About. Ohio State likely cannot afford a punt here, but we'll see. This game has slowed down a lot since the second quarter. It is more defensive than it was. Still an offensive battle, I would argue. It's becoming more defensive, though. 2nd and 10 from the Ohio State 27. Stroud takes the snap, throws. Marvin Harrison Jr. with an 11-yard reception. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 38. Ohio State still moving down the field on Utah. Started at their own 10. They're at their own 38. Quick tempo. Utah has 2 safeties back, and they have their guys off. And Jigba gets about a 7-yard gain. So, 2nd and 3 at the Ohio State 45. That was a nice play. Going with a little bit of tempo again. 4:45 remaining. Ohio State has the ball on their own 45. 2nd and 3. Stroud faces pressure. There is a flag. Heaves it. Might be offsides if they let the play stand. Yup, offsides. So that is going to be a 1st and 10 for Ohio State at midfield because of a penalty on Utah. Jackson Smith and Jigba has the most receiving yards in Rose Bowl history with 238, beyond a record. First and 10. Play clock winding down, 14 seconds. Utah, you can tell they're trying to get a pressure. 5, 4, 3. Timeout by Ohio State. Don't necessarily want to take it, but you have almost 20 minutes left, and the way your defense has been playing, you can score here. It'll be good. Utah given a 76.7% chance to win. Woo pig. Arkansas is 9-4. They're certainly a top 25 team. Ohio State is going to score anyway. If they do, it's 38-35, and Ohio State would have all the momentum as they would have outscored Utah 14-3 in the third quarter. So yeah.
At Chipotle, real food always starts with real ingredients and real kitchens. When you order Chipotle, real food starts with you. Whether it's in restaurant, pickup, or delivery. However, you Chipotle is the easiest way.
Good drive so far by Ohio State. The question is, will they be able to punch it in for 6 or not? Double O'Neal, Utah going to win anyway. That's a good mindset. You lead by 10. I'd say you want to solidify your chances to win, though you have to stop OSU here. OSU's defense has been given enough time by their offense to rest up. They've kind of figured Utah's offense out a little bit. So, yeah. That first quarter really helped Utah, though. That 14-0 margin of differing score, the 2 OSU turnovers, the lack of a field goal before halftime, too.
The first step in selling your home is finding out how much it's worth. HomeLight gives you a free home valuation and matches you with top local real estate agents. Find out how much your home is worth for free at homelight.com today.
Wow. Well, these ads are still very boring. Wow, that's a lot of subscribers gained, guys. Thank you so much. 2,638 subscribers. That is 46 subscribers gained. Wow, thank you guys so much. CJ Stroud going to be real good. Oh, he already is. He's already elite, but he's only going to get better as time progresses. It's awesome. Oh, man. So Ohio State took that timeout as the clock was running down. Your leading rusher for OSU is Henderson with 3.6 yards a carry on 36 yards. Utah's Cameron Rising has 92 yards and a touchdown rushing. Rising leads in passing for Utah, 14 of 19, 198 yards and 2 TDs. Stroud leads Ohio State. He's 20 of 26, 371 passing yards, 4 TDs, 1 interception. We'll see. 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes. Their plans so far working very well. Play fake. Stroud rolls out, throws on the move. Pass complete to Smith and Jigba. 1st and 10 at the Utah 30. Good play call. Smith and Jigba had a lot of cushion. That was a wide open pass. Tempo. Ohio State throws. Wow. It'll be 1st and 10 at about the Utah 15 now. Like, it's literally speed in space. Ohio State is perfecting driving. That was a pass out to Egbuka, the talented 5-star true freshman. It's 1st and 10 inside the Utah 20. It's at the Utah 14 actually. Wow. Another play fake. Stroud gets time, throws, almost picked off, but Reed deflected it. I don't know if he could have even picked that off. It was very close, but 2nd and 10, can't make those risky throws, dude. But guy was almost wide open. Reed, yeah, he should have picked that off. He should have had it. Didn't see him.
Go on, honey.
Okay, be safe.
So that's going to wake Stroud up. That's giving Stroud a little bit of a break here. Nice tackle by Utah. By Phillips III. It's 3rd and long now. Ohio State, a field goal here. Sure, you get back to within 7, but you cannot afford to rely on your defense that has been unreliable. 3rd and 10, Stroud looks back. Today for the play call. Robert, outside the U.S., your broadcast is radio play-by-play. Thank you. Stroud has protection. Plenty of time. Incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 10. Ohio State will have to kick the field goal. Stalled. Both defenses coming up. Wow. Well, 4th and 10. Ohio State will probably kick the field goal. Ruggles is pretty reliable. It's a 31-yard attempt. Ruggles is a senior, 18 of 19 on the year. Ohio State not always used to kicking field goals, and it is good. 38-31. Ohio State within 7 again. And at least MSU won their bowl. Oh, you're back here again. Utah still given a 77.5% chance to win. Ohio State outgaining Utah by 91 total yards. Utah is only outgaining OSU by 1 first down. Utah still dominates TOP with almost 10 minutes more. 38-31, Buckeyes have played the better third quarter. But will it be enough to compensate for an atrocious first quarter? The Rose Bowl, this is tough and it's competitive. Stroud is 23 of 31 for 407 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. That is, whoa. Well, ads are always boring. Utah wins an OT, double O'Neal. Third quarter, Utah 38, Ohio State 31. Yes. Stroud may break the Rose Bowl record. I think he will. 407 passing yards already, and it isn't even the end of the third. We'll see. We will see. Lead is only 7 by Utah, 38-31. First quarter was the better of 3 quarters so far. 14 points to both teams. Score 10 points combined. Well, that right there, speaking of which, 38-31 pushes the total over 64.5. A combined, that was the previous field goal by Utah, actually. But anyway, it's 69 combined points. The over has been hit. The question is, will OSU cover the spread or will Utah cover? Well, and Britton Covey returned to the 32. I feel like if we lose as an OSU fan, I'm disappointed in the defense, yes, but the Stroud JSN connection will be something special in the future, says JPN. I agree. I absolutely agree. Double O'Neal, fourth quarter will bring some sparks. That'd be awesome. But 38-31, this game's been very entertaining. This could, if Ohio State comes back, this could be like one of the best Rose Bowl games of all time. Even if Utah wins, just the way this game is being played, Ohio State staying with it. Second and 4 for Utah. Pass complete. 2:30 remaining in the game. Utah has the ball at their own 36 or 37 yard line. Yep, 36. Second and 5. Second and 5. A run. Thomas breaks a tackle. Wow. Down at the Utah 49. So Utah back with some spark. I mean, this offense, again, the tight ends, the O-line, the running backs are the strength of this Utah offense. Really good gain by the Utes. Rose Bowl highest total points, 102. Let's hope that record's broken here. 1:38 remaining, first and 10. Another handoff. Thomas gets about a gain of 4. It'll be second and 6. Second and 6, 106 remaining. Utah, nice drive running the football. I don't do spread. Winning is winning. Good for you. Stormtrooper YouTube, OSU's defense is as delicate as air. That's funny. Second and 6, wide open throw. Again, Ohio State's going to have to depend on stopping Utah in the red zone. Granted, there is time left, but you got a fourth quarter. You got to outscore Utah by, you got to outscore them by at least 7 points. Like, you gotta just keep them within 7. 27 left in the game. Utah, it is another run. It's actually stuffed this time, though. No gain. 18 seconds remaining. Maybe a 1-yard tackle for loss. Utah is just going to go to the sidelines here. It's going to be the end of the third. Ohio State won the third quarter, outscoring Utah by 7. Utah driving, but second and long. We'll see how the Utes do here. And I am going to take a short 5-minute break. So stay on. Just wait. The fun has only started. It's a 7-point game heading into the fourth. We'll see what happens. I will see you guys in 5. We're back. Thank you all for staying here. You have to actually make the playoffs to have a chance to choke. Great response, Michigan man. Yeah, we made the playoffs. And Ohio State's defense would not have done well. Granted, they had opt-outs at all sides of the ball. 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have about 100 concurrent viewers. All of it is ramping up as this game gets closer and closer and closer. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. 2nd and 10. Tight coverage. Rising tries to escape. He's going to get about a 5-yard gain. 3rd and medium. Good decision by Rising there. Both defenses forcing other teams' offenses to be adaptive. Might have been a 6-yard gain, actually. Yeah, 3rd and 4. 6-yard run by Rising. He's rushed for almost 11 yards a carry. 3rd and 4, OSU has a lot of guys back there. They are. Design run by Rising, red immediately. It's going to be 4th and 4. Ohio State has been really clutch on these 3rd downs throughout the second half. Too bad they couldn't play this well in the first, but I think Utah is going. The offense is going for it. Utah's offense is on the field. You got to get a stop here. Got to get a stop. Wow. This is bold. I wonder if they're just going to try and draw him off sides. No, they snap it. Oh, low, short. He's short. That was a bad throw by Rising. And Ohio State, you got the momentum. Ohio State gets a 4th down stop. Utah has no points. Wow. And he was wide open too, but the throw was off, forced the guy to compensate and fall. Doesn't matter. Wow. The throw was a little behind him. It was also a great tackle. Wow. Great tackle by Hickman. 1st and 10 for Ohio State. They have the momentum now. You can feel it. 1st and 10. They just cannot make a mistake here. At their own 29, Stroud back to throw across the middle. Short gain of about 4. Hickman is one of the best players on this defense. Glad he is still there. He's a sophomore. About time. Now let's go offense. Wolf 58. Agree with you. Turn off your caps, dude. That's funny. 2nd and 7. Caught by Smith and Jigba, who keeps his feet. 40. Out near the 35. Ohio State in Utah territory, and oh wow, huge by Ohio State, and by Smith and Jigba too, who's approaching 300 receiving yards. This guy is carrying the team. My gosh, he stepped out. Wow, that is impressive. I picked OSU to win, and they definitely can't. Though they're in the position to. Utah is not. They don't look like they're able to keep up with Ohio State in a shootout anymore. Clock down to 4. Just got it off. Run by Henderson. Gets about a gain of 4 inside the 35. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the Utah 34. Ohio State has crossed the 500-yard mark of total offense. Utah only 419. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tom Reed, you're in a Michigan fans chat. Show a little respect. I agree. Trolling, I am fine with a little bit of trolling. This trolling, though, is just a tad bit excessive. It's not getting on my nerves, though. 2nd and 6 inside the Utah 35. Look a little confused. They're going to have to spend a timeout. As this is the youth from Ohio State, but that's why it's important that the defense is doing what they're doing. 38-31 at the end of the 4th. 11:55 remaining, but Ohio State pushing. Utah given a 72.6% chance to win. It's not their lowest of this quarter by any stretch of the imagination. 38-31, though. Being outgained by nearly 100 yards, Utah's defense has got to come up with another clutch stop. MSU lives in your head rent-free. No, they don't. I haven't even mentioned them but once this game, and that was in regards to the Peach Bowl. I'm tired of seeing the SEC in the national championship game every year. You know how we changed that, Michigan, man? Us, Ohio State, Michigan State, anyone in the Big Ten or others, change that. It changed that. That's how we do it. Ricky, I told you Georgia would win. Oh, you're back. Awesome. It's nice seeing you. And you were right. You dominated us. Who do you think wins this game, Ricky? If the defense was anywhere as good as the offense, this would be an OSU blowout. If your defense was as good as your offense, you would have been 12-0 or 11-1 this year and probably would have been guaranteed a playoff spot. With how high you were ranked this year, if you beat Oregon but lost to Michigan, you would have been the number 4 seed and Georgia probably would have been 5th. That's being real. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're 13 likes away from hitting 100. That is just amazing. Just do it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. We have already 500 views this hour. The hour isn't even a fourth or a quarter of the way done yet. So like and subscribe. Share this video around. Get people in to join this awesome watch party. I'm trying to do the best I can with play-by-play. Ohio State is inside the Utah 35. That the Utah 34, it's 2nd and 6. They stopped Utah on a 4th down. The momentum favoring Ohio State right now. Rent-free is the new social media catchphrase. It's getting a little played out at this point. Yes. Heck yes. I don't even say it. But I don't like most trendy things. There are some exceptions. I don't like it for the most part. So yeah. Go Georgia Dogs. You know what? Go UGA. Honestly. I really don't care who wins the national title at this point. But 92 likes, 8 away. I do not like the most trendy things either. Jack Harrington, that is a good thing. All right, 2nd and 7. Ohio State took a timeout. 2nd and 6. We'll see what happens here. Guys switch to the other side of the line. Stroud looking for the play call. 13 seconds on the play clock. It's a play fake. 34. Wide open, tight end. Big hit, but inside the 15. And that right there, huge. By Raw. I think Ross with the reception, yeah. Mitch Rossi. Correction. Rossi. Ohio State now outgaining Utah by 110 total yards. Stroud tosses it out. Only about a yard gain by Henderson. Made a little mistake there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Second and 8. They're going to give him an extra yard here. It's a shootout game. Yes, I agree. Big ol' shootout. 2nd and 8. Utah, both fans look concerned at this point. 11-12 remaining in this game. 2nd and 8. Play clock at 10. Everyone gets set. Another play fake. Henderson has it with blockers. Henderson down at the 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. Third and 3. And you know Ryan Day will go for it if it's 4th and short. Ohio State is 1 of 2 in the second half on 3rd downs. Utah has been strong in red zone defense, though, this half. We'll see what they come up with here. Smith and Jigba on the field. Utah getting loud. What does Ohio State do? Stroud back there with Henderson. 4 receivers out. I think trips maybe at the top of your screen. Touchdown! Touchdown, Ohio State. And it is an extra point away from being tied. You all gave up on Utah. Ohio State has tied this game. There is momentum everywhere. Wolf, you don't even need to go for it. It's about to be tied if Ruggles doesn't miss the extra point. That is huge. 38-37. This Rose Bowl game is shaping up to be a great one. And again, I'm cheering for Ohio State here, but Utah has been playing really good football. It's 38-37 waiting for Ruggles to try and make the extra point. He does. It's 38-38. Ohio State tied 38-38. Wow, momentum for OSU. And Ohio State now only given a 50. Utah still given the chance to win, but only 53% chance. Definitely trending in favor of the Buckeyes here. Hope Ole Miss wins versus Baylor. I was never interested in the Sugar Bowl. Double O'Neal, you could still be right. This game looks like it might be going to OT, honestly. But that was huge by Ohio State. They've outscored Utah 17-3 in the second half and don't show signs of stopping. So that's huge. We'll see what happens. The granddaddy of them all has sure been a great game. You have 76 combined points. It's probably not going to break the record, but still 76 combined points. You've hit the over by 12. Ohio State and Utah right now are tied. Henderson is almost averaging 4 yards a carry, getting to somewhat of a sweet spot. Smith and Jigba, 11 receptions, 287 receiving yards, 2 TDs. CJ Stroud, 29 of 37, 474 yards, 5 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Ohio State is outgaining Utah by 122 total yards. Ole Miss -1.5 over 62.5. Okay, Owl Shadow. Does either team have significant opt-outs? Does either team have significant opt-outs? That is the question. Stroud broke the passing record. Wow. Cartoons need respect. Hi. 131 concurrent viewers. 133 now. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And all of you who haven't already, click the notification bell so you can watch my videos. My videos often don't show my face. They're kind of slide-oriented, but I try and make it as interactive as I can. Always encourage people to comment below and respond. 1 like away from 100, and how many subs are we away? Let's see. 2,641. Get it to 2,660 before the end of this video, guys. Olave is a beast. I agree with you, Hypers. Toss up like this one. 101 likes. We did it. You did it. Not we. Not I. You. You did it. Man, CJ Stroud now is a Rose Bowl. Dude, this kid is amazing. I don't get why people said this guy was bad. No. Just stop. He's not bad. Ohio State is back right where they were at the beginning of the game. They just need to pull it out. But they have all the momentum. This is why I picked them to win. They're better. They have better depth. It isn't even an issue of motivation right now. They have better depth. And they're wearing on Utah. Short kick. Very short kick. Trying to gain extra yardage. And there's some fighting right now. Hey, there is fighting. Little fight breaking out. Kyle Whittingham, we'll see what him and OC Andy Ludwig do. Tied 38-38. You got to get points here if you're Utah, because Ohio State is not slowing down. Michigan, man, I think JJ will start next season. I really think so. And Jack, now that you mention it's Matt Corral's last game, I think he will go off. And Ricky, it's tied because of depth. Ohio State has 24 scholarship players out, now 25 because of an injury. They still have way more 5-stars than 4-stars, and it's not even because of that. It's because their coaching staff is amazing, except defensively. Play fake rising is going to get sacked, and if not sacked, it's either a fumble or intentional grounding, and Rising looks hurt. Wow. That, he tried to do too much there. That was, wow. That's concern. I hope he's okay. Rising's down. Oh, no. That's bad. Oh, come on. Wow, I hate it when players like him are injured. I mean, this guy's a good story. Good story, good player. He was trying to do everything. He just tried to escape, did too much, and then got popped and hit his head really hard on the ground. Wow. And that could be a fumble if reviewed. Because he's down 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And Ohio State's now given a 58.1% chance to win. All the momentum in Utah's favor. And Day is definitely asking if that could be reviewed for a fumble. OSU fans were comparing CJ to Justin Fields, which is unfair. You know, CJ in 2020 showed this. CJ, I think, is better at taking care of the football than Fields is. And I think 2020 showed that. Fields sometimes tries to do too much. That's a concussion for sure. You see how his arms stiffened up. That's not good. That is bad. That's... I hate that. That's horrible. That's horrible. Rising 17 of 22, 214 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 85 rushing. I mean, he's so good. It's such a shame for him to go down. And yeah, QB down. And I agree with you. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm only rooting for OSU because I want to see the Big Ten look good. And Ohio State's looking good right now, but I hate seeing injuries. No player deserves to suffer like that on the field. It happens. It's a part of the game. No one deserves this. No one. Wow. Wow. Ohio State should have gotten a flag for that. No, they didn't have him down until the end. Double O'Neal. There was no flag. Rising wasn't down until that hit. They shouldn't have gotten a flag. I mean, what a play by Rising. I mean, the fact he stayed up, it's not just that Ohio State's missing tackles. He is causing them to miss tackles. 117 concurrent viewers, 123 now. Pump those likes up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and pray for Cameron Rising. Pray for him. He needs it. He's hurting right now. And no one deserves to hurt that much. No one. How is it tied? Are they both playing bad? Utah led by 14 at the half, but what Ohio State has done is Ohio State, their D-line play has improved. They've been getting more pressure. They've stopped the run. Ohio State, Ricky, has settled down, and then they're doing exactly what they did in the second quarter, which was just abuse passing the ball. Ohio State is, let's go to the box score here. Ohio State is only 14 rushing attempts and 38 passing attempts. Ohio State is running in basically an air raid. Rising is now in the tent, and a backup who hasn't really thrown a pass is now out on the field. Bryson Barnes, 0 career pass attempts. He's a freshman as well. We'll see what happens here. But it's 2nd and 17 here. We'll see. A rush attempt. Stuffed at the line. It's going to be 3rd and 16, and Ohio State is pumped up. 3rd and long. You do not want to punt to the Buckeyes. Ohio State's tied.
Yeah, I saw.
Ohio State, again, they've outscored 17-3. They've outscored Utah. And their QB, my mom just told me, because she pays attention to the screen, he's a walk-on. This is looking... It looked bleak for Ohio State early. This is looking bad, and Ohio State sends the house. and Thomas gets to about 4th and 4, they'll probably have to punt it away, though, and rely on their defense. I don't know if you'd go for it here. 8:47 remaining in this game. Ohio State, again, they've been stopping Utah pretty well. They stopped them on 4th down earlier, and they only gave up a field goal. This is a defense. I've never expected Ohio, and they're playing safe too. They're expecting a fake of some kind. And a fair catch at the 15 of Ohio State by Smith and Jigba, who's been the best player of this Ohio State team. So Ohio State, will they take the lead? If they get a touchdown, this is going to be tough. I usually root for walk-ons, but not in this case. Well, that's because you're in Ohio. Whatever. That's funny. I was talking about the fighting on the kickoff. Oh, yeah, no, the fighting on the kickoff, there should have been a flag there, I think. Yeah, I agree with you. 108 likes, guys. You are all amazing. And 11,000 playbacks. So Ohio State now, 1st and 10 at their 15. You don't make a mistake here, but don't get conservative and run too much. A hole opens for Henderson, who stays on his feet and gets 11 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 at the 26. Day looks confident. Ohio State is definitely starting to get control of this game. 8:04 left. 1st and 10 at the Ohio State 26. That Utah defense getting worn on a little bit. Stroud steps back to pass. Flips it short. Ruckert gets an 11-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 37 for OSU. They're not trying to go super up-tempo, but they have a game plan, and it's obviously working here. Henderson now leads the team in rushing with 51 yards for 12 carries. Hasn't been used a whole lot. Ohio State, though, 12 first downs in the second half to Utah's 4. That is domination. If you're a Utah fan watching this doesn't look good. You got to force a turnover, because I don't think you're not forcing a 3-and-out here. I would be shocked if you forced a 3-and-out the way this game's going. Perfect blocking, but not enough of a hole opened up. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Ohio State will have it at their own 43, 2nd and 8. 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Ohio State obviously has the momentum. It's still tied, 0-0. You're right. It is still tied. Here we go. Let's put this game away. You're not wrong. 3rd and 7. Stroud back to pass. Throws wide open. And Harrison gets out at the Utah 46-yard line. 1st and 10. They're now in Utah territory. This is a comeback for Ohio. This is mental strength by Ohio. People said, oh, they're not going to be motivated. Oh, this, oh, that. And I said from the beginning, they have greater depth. Ohio State would have had to play their C game on average for the entire game. They only played one bad quarter of football. Stroud under pressure, throws it away in range of Henderson, and it was past the line to gain. So that was a smart decision. Cannot take a sack, but he's on one knee. Good news is you have Kyle McCord, who isn't the greatest QB, but could definitely get them down the field and in position, especially in Utah territory. Ohio State now given a 59.7% chance to win, according to ESPN's FPI. Say hi to Mom and Dad for me. Hypers says hi. It's 2nd and 10 from the Utah 45. A draw for about 3 yards out to the 42. Little too conservative to my liking. But Ohio State's converted on 3rd and long before. Your concern and prayers for the hurt player are undeniably heartfelt. Yep. At Michigan, man, OSU is on another level, dude. Yeah, exactly. Utah can't stop the pass. They're trying to get loud. But 3rd and 8. 11 seconds remaining on the play clock. Utah sends everyone. It isn't enough, though. Fleming gets past the 40. It's going to be 4th and short. You got to punt it here. 4th down. It'll probably come to Ohio State's defense, though Utah has all of their timeouts. So if there is a 3-and-out forced, is Ohio State's going for it on 4th and 4. 4th and 4, Ohio State is going for it. Trying to neutralize this game. Utah, their defense, hard count, they go for it. Oh my goodness, it's converted out to the 30. Ohio State goes for it on 4th and 4, is aggressive, and they convert it. And Utah's chances are really... Ohio State is on another level, struggling with an alleged not supposed to be there. Utah's played a good game. The issue is Rising being injured screwed you, A. And Ohio State's second half is phenomenal. That is PI, if not a touchdown. Touchdown, Ohio State. My goodness, another deep pass. Smith and Jigba now has 300 receiving yards for 3 TDs. CJ Stroud has passed for 6 touchdowns in the game. Utah is in danger mode. 44-38. With 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Ohio State, they can rest. Wow. This right here is why I said Ohio State fans, don't give up. That's why I said don't give up. That's why I said don't give up. Your offense is phenomenal, and I didn't think Utah could stop it. They stopped it for a quarter, and that wasn't enough. 45-38, Ohio State leads it. They have outscored Utah 24-3 in the second quarter. In the second half. And they're outgaining Utah by 200 total yards on offense. 626 total yards, outgaining Utah by 5 first downs. Utah still leads in time of possession with 8 total minutes. Insanity. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm a Michigan fan calling this. I'm pulling for the Buckeyes. Have since the beginning. But wow. What a comeback. Ohio State. It's not over yet. But to take the lead off what? After going for it on 4th and 4, Ryan Day calls a play. Stroud takes the deep shot. Stroud has thrown for 543 total yards, 6 TDs, and a pick. A short kick to prevent a kickoff return. Covey dodges people. He's loose again. Britton Covey tripped up. Clutch tackle, but Utah has very good field position. 45-38, Utah. Rising is not out. Well, is not out on the field. They're going to have to rely on the walk-on QB Utah to potentially tie this game up. This offense has been phenomenal for Ohio State. Ohio State has outgained Utah by 300 yards in the second half. We'll see what Utah has dialed up here. It is a run for 3 yards. I heard you. I'm not going to do it, though. Yeah. He's not coming back. I called it. Intelligent. Especially because, like, the way he was just laying there was not right. So what happened to that blowout? That blowout by Utah evaporated. They've only scored 3 points in the second half. You have 3:37 remaining if you're Utah, and they run it, and nothing. It will be 3rd and 6. Ohio State's D-line has really stepped up their play. It's paying dividends here. 150 concurrent viewers. If you're new and watching here, like and subscribe. Just do it. Ohio State given nearly a 90% chance to win. My predictions have been very off. I thought Pittsburgh would beat State. I thought Michigan would beat Georgia. I'm hoping that the Ohio State Buckeyes can pull this one so I can get mine right. I mean, so far, this is why I picked the Buckeyes. They're proving it. I thought their defense wouldn't do a whole lot, but their defense has done just enough to enable their high-powered offense to score. 3rd and 6, 3:28 remaining. Utah's 4 of 11 on third down conversions. Ohio State's defense has come up very clutch in this second half. 45-38. 5 receiver set. Throw, tipped, incomplete, but a flag. That was a sketchy flag, is what that was. That was a sketch flag. Pass interference. That, in my opinion, that was a sketchy flag. Don't you think? Let's watch. PI called on Ohio State, called on Cameron. Oh, he was holding him a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, PI called. 1st and 10. 3:12 remaining. 1st and 10 at the Ohio State 51. Hands back to Thomas. The run game is no longer working for Utah. 2nd and 9. Talk to Mark about joining the Voice of College Football Network Michigan. You have the voice coming from a radio OG. I might. Maybe. I kind of want to grow this channel first. I want to grow this to significance. By significance, I mean, like, it'd be nice to hit 10,000 subscribers. 2,644 subs gained. Wow. The backup lined up, 4 receiver set, throw complete to Covey. It's going to be 3rd down and short, 3rd and 1. Wow. This is...
He says he does have an announcer's voice. You should listen to these guys. Your mother was the first one that...
2:20.
Oop. Ooh, fake.
Wow. 1st and 10 at the 30. This game right here, unless Utah scores quickly, it's going to come down to Ohio State's defense. Can they hold Utah off in OT? From OT. Deep.
He's gonna get a flag.
Flag.
Didn't even turn around. Gosh.
Wow. Even...
Your head.
Stop yelling. 45-38 PI on Ohio State. That was an early hit.
It's in the drawer.
Kincaid with the attempted reception. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the OSU 15. 2 minutes exactly remaining. 2 minutes remaining. Wow.
Turn around. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Touchdown, Utah. 45-44.
5-44.
Dalton Kincaid with the reception. He beat Ohio State deep. But you have Ohio State has 154 remaining to get down in field goal range. That's the bad news if you're a Utah fan. That was Cameron Brown getting burned.
It's a Michigan guy.
Saturday and your Sunday here. Both your Saturday and your Sunday.
45-45, 154 remaining. Utah's defense now has to do something they haven't done outside of making the pick, and they have to get a stop. 45-45, Ohio State still given a 54.9% chance to win this game. We'll see what happens. There's going to be a commercial break. Someone, I told you. We'll see. We have to see. That's why they play the game. Let's see Ohio State's scoring drives. One was under a minute. Another was under a minute. And that was a TD. Ohio State has had 2 drives for TDs in under a minute. They want to get a field goal to win. I'm pretty confident they can. We'll see, though. We shall see.
Taking pills I don't even need.
Wow. Wow. Roll Tide, can't wait for our game. Ugh. Timeout brought to you by the Razorback Nation. I need Ryan Day to announce coaching changes by the end of next week. Well, Knowles has been hired. I'm assuming Coombs or Barnes will be fired.
For now.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. 1 minute, 54 seconds remaining for either team to win this game. It is in Ohio State's hands to win it, though. Utah needs to get a stop. Oh, wow. Well, thank you all guys for making this day phenomenal. Really. An awesome day. Thank you guys so much. Really. All right. Share this around. Get your friends on here. We're almost at 200 concurrent viewers. Wow, Sam, did you know if Utah loses, the Pac-12 will be winless in bowl games? Yes? Yes. Well, new concurrent viewers, like and subscribe if you have not already. And hit the notification bell. I cannot stress that enough. So you can be notified when I go live for the national title game or when I post new content. Just do it. It's just that simple. I will not be going live for the Sugar Bowl tonight. So this is it until the national title game. Why is it that Ohio States have to stink and be bad and not the... I don't know. Listen, Utah is good. But the amount of mistakes Ohio State made in the first quarter was atrocious. No, Utah's a good team. Double O'Neal. I will never deny that Utah's a good team. Never. Never do it. Kick high in the air. And Ohio State, with a return out past their 40, with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining, Utah's dream is in peril. What are you doing?
Nothing. Please, sir.
Ohio State given a 64.3% chance to win now. 1st and 10. All Ohio State has to do is get in field goal range, and the game can be theirs. 1st and 10. CJ Stroud back there. Screen. Smith and Jigba gets out to about the 50. It'll be 2nd and 2. Out to about the 50. No rush. At about midfield. 1:26 remaining. Henderson gets out to the 44 of Utah. 1st down. 1st and 10 Ohio State. 335 receiving yards. Jackson Smith-Njigba, a sophomore. Most receiving yards in any bowl game. What an impressive young man. 1st and 10. Henderson out of bounds, about an 8-yard gain. It'll be at the Utah 36. 1st and 10, which is almost in field goal range. This is Ohio State's game to lose. Ohio State going to kick a field goal and win it. What if Utah blocks it? That'd be a sight to see. Ohio State should strive, if they can, to get a touchdown, especially seeing what Utah's been able to pull. But Ohio State now moving the line of scrimmage, and Henderson gets past the 25. Yeah, 1st and 10. He went down in bounds to try and burn some clock. 1st and 10. Ohio State inside the Utah 25. 1st and 10, Utah 23. 50 seconds remaining. Stroud, back to pass.
All kinds of time.
Caught by Smith-Njigba, out of bounds, a gain of 12, and 1st and 10 at the 11 with 36 seconds left. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We have 220 concurrent viewers. You 220 concurrent viewers, subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell.
Make his mama happy.
Smart move. Forces Utah to use all their timeouts. Good. 1st and 10.
It's hard work being loved. There you go. Yeah.
Henderson
There he goes. Oh.
down. He's down at the 2, which is smart. Burn time. And this game, 2nd and 1.
Which two teams in Big Ten came back and won their games from being down at half?
Final timeout for Ohio State, 2nd and 1. They're at the Utah 2. This is the most exciting bowl game of the season. Yes. 122 likes. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. This game swung heavily in Ohio State's favor.
You and the head coach are going to take the majority of the criticism. He's felt that.
12 seconds remaining. 2nd and 1. Wonder what's taking so long. They should have ran it down to 3 seconds and then kicked the field goal. Probably. They might think about centering it, though. Nope. Ruggles out to kick it. First field goal, made it from 31 yards. Hope he makes it.
Why didn't they just do it? Because this seems more.
Snap. Kick good.
There it is.
48 to 45.
9 seconds.
9 seconds remaining for Utah to do something. That. Wow. 48, 45, 93 combined points. Ohio State outgaining Utah by 219 total yards. 4 first downs. Utah still outgaining Ohio State
They can run it back for
by
touchdown.
9 minutes of TOP. It's going to be a squib kick.
We've watched enough.
Like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's 250 of you. There's only 130 likes about. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And hit that notification bell as well. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Pump it up. Keep pumping up those likes and subs. Awesome. 132. Good point, but I think this is better. I'm a Buckeye.
What do you think this is for? Look it up. Match.
If you don't know what it's for, I'll take it.
He must have gotten it for something.
They are going to give him a chance. Can Covey return this kick to win it? Nope.
Oh, he fumbled.
Fumbled. Ohio State has
Oh no.
down. Ohio State wins 48-45. Ohio State wins. They do not cover, but they win 48-45. Utah almost wins, but Ohio State strong. They come back and win 48-45. Thank you all for watching this. If you had fun watching this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be live reviewing the national title game, and I'm going to make a reaction video to this video and to the playoff semifinals. Those will release probably tomorrow through Tuesday, I would say. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys around. Bye.
Good job.